100,000, hoping to continue and conclude the Pontiac Excitement 400. Yes, the sequel. We're back by popular demand. It's a great way to kickstart your Sunday.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Expert timing. Funky Billy Chin and little Sammy Chung. He said, "Here comes the big boss. Let's get it on." We took the broom. Started swinging with the hand. Sudden motion made me skip. To a brand new trick. It was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. But they did it with expert timing. Oh, yeah.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to give the command to restart the Pontiac Excitement 400 here at Richmond International Raceway, would you please welcome from GM Racing, Mr. Jeff Chu.
Drivers, start your engines.
66 laps complete. 4 drivers who did not pit out front. Dale Jarrett, Michael Waltrip, Bobby Hamilton, and Frank Kimmel, and the rest of the field who made pit stops under the caution for rain. That has brought us to lap 66, and 14 hours later, we're set to go racing. Let's go trackside and Dick Berggren.
Well, Rusty Wallace will take the green flag, currently running in 5th position. Wallace, a strong candidate to win the race today. He has won more races here at Richmond than anybody else in the field and led more laps than anybody else in the field. Moments ago, he told me that what the chassis really needed was sunshine. He's got just that. To Steve Burns.
Day that they are right now.
We might give Ricky Rudd 6:55.5
That's right.
for this restart. How about?
Sure, I've already done this once.
Right.
You know, we'll talk about this track temperature a lot, and what normally will happen when the track temperature comes up. Like last night, if your car was pushing, not turning. Today, as the track gets more temperature, slickens up, then your car will turn less. It's going to turn less and less. Same with if it was loose last night. As the track gets slicker, it's going to be looser. It just loses grip.
Well, and your car's been sitting there all night, and you hop in there, and from a driver's perspective, you're just hoping that it'll handle good on the restart here, that you get off to a good start, because the cars are bunched up the way they are. There's only one groove right now. Last thing you want to be in is an ill-handling race car.
And the best rested people here are likely the drivers. Most of them have motor coaches in the lot off behind turn number 2. So while it's been a tough night for many of the teams, the drivers are rested and set to go. Harold.
Let's see if we can talk to Dale Jarrett. Hey, DJ, this is DW up here in the TV booth. Bud, how you read?
You're loud and clear.
Well, you led the race all night long. You ought to feel pretty good about that.
That's nice. Probably the longest I've ever led one of these things. But we got our work cut out for us. Hopefully we can make some adjustments here on this UPS Ford and see what we can do today.
This is probably not something you can tell me, but are you going to stay out, or are you going to come in and work on it right now?
We've elected to, we're going to stay out. We thought about it quite a bit, and we've adjusted our air pressure since we were able to do that. And we're going to see what this does for us, so that'll give us an idea of what to do on our next stop.
That makes me feel good, because that's what I'd have done. I'd have stayed out. So, man, I want to wish you good luck. You got a great view there. Keep it there.
A lot.
Only Matt Kenseth comes to pit road. Everyone else stays out, as we'll run a couple of caution laps before we get the green flag to restart the Pontiac Excitement 400.
people love the truck.
Frank Kimmel, Ricky Craven, Rick Mast, Hermie Sadler, and Randy Renfro have pitted, and Matt Kenseth is still in the pits. Craven back in to remove the adjustment wrench, and they'll put some tires on while he's there. But Matt Kenseth has not left pit road. Dick Berggren.
Well, there are all kinds of things going on here with Matt Kenseth's car, and they're basically blaming the contact he had earlier in the race with Steve Park for the problems that they are experiencing. They've got brake line problems right now. They're feeding on the exhaust system on the left side of the car. And Darrell had a good look at the passenger side of the car, which we did not here in pit road. They were working on a lot of stuff under there. They've lost several laps and the opportunity to win this race as a result.
I don't know what was going on up under the car, Larry. It was hard to tell. They looked like they were working on a number of things. They had a pry bar as if they were trying to realign the rear end housing, like maybe they thought when they hung into somebody it moved the housing, and that they ran into a problem in the process.
Yeah, he's going to go 2 laps down, and boy, third in the points. That's going to be hard to make up here.
Hermie Sadler comes back in the pits. They had the hood up. They're lifting it again. Rick Mast and the Richmond-based Junie Donlavey, number 90, back in, and so is Randy Renfro.
And just to make you understand about the 3 guys at the front, Dale Jarrett, Michael Waltrip, Bobby Hamilton, that did not pit. We had a caution last night on lap 30. Those guys were on pit road when the caution came out at lap 60. 30 laps later for rain, those guys, along with Frank Kimmel, who has recently pitted here today, they elected to stay out and gain that track position. So they have 30 laps on their tires.
And Michael, as he heard you say last night, some people did, he ran the Busch race on Friday night, and he went over 100 laps on his tires, so he felt like tires was not an issue. So I think that was a good call.
And I think as long as we only have the one groove, I believe I'd rather have that track position, especially single file. I mean, the leader's going to take the green flag. The 43rd place car is going to be going into turn 3. And here it's 71 laps. All 43 starters are still running. Randy Renfro's back on the racetrack. He brought the first caution out when his car stalled on the backstretch at lap 30, but all the cars are out there running.
Now NASCAR has closed pit road so that the pace car can pick up its speed and allow the drivers to get a little more heat in all the operating systems and the tires. Usually it's 45 miles an hour. They picked it up, you see there, to 65 on Dale Jarrett's Fox tracks, and in 3 laps we'll go racing.
Well, even though they allowed the teams to warm the engines up this morning, they would not allow them to jack the cars up. And normally on race morning, while we're warming the engines up, we'll jack the rear end up and run the transmission and the gear. So these things have been laying there cold, you know, for 14 hours in these cold temperatures. Can make a big difference if you don't get heat in them.
One of the things I always worry about as a driver is that we said like, these cars were hot, the brakes were really hot. You pull them down here with the moisture, the rain and everything, and cover them up. You can have a brake problem because you get moisture in your brake fluid. You can have a lot of problems because all those hot pieces sweat. Once you cover that car up and the temperatures drop, they sweat and it gets liquid in your fluids. So I'd be a little concerned about that. I mean, you've had 14 hours to think about a lot of things that, you know, you could worry about. Bottom line is probably won't be a problem anyway. What's that old saying about 80% of what you worry about never happens? I don't know. I heard that on the History Channel. No, Discovery Channel. No, I think it may have been the Food Channel.
Did you know it's the Weather Channel's 20th birthday?
Happy birthday, Weather Channel.
All right, 2 laps we're going to go racing. Got to wish my son Scott happy birthday. He's 3.
Happy birthday for him.
So one of several parties that will be missed on Lake Norman this afternoon.
And my buddy Rooster.
I wish I could be there.
My buddy Rooster. He didn't have FX in his room last night. Guess what he did?
Got us
1-800-FX. He wanted it in that room today.
Did he get it?
I don't know. I hadn't heard from him yet.
We'll send him a tape.
That's what Stevie said. Kenseth's back on the pit road.
Coming to 1. We're on 1 to go right now, guys.
Now Kenseth had to come back to pit road because he pitted before pit road was open. So this will just have the effect of putting him to the end of the longest line.
Look, guys, I know
it's a new day.
It's a new day. It's sunny. The sun is shining, and I don't know about I don't know about you guys, but I know there's about 100,000 people out here that are ready for us to go boogity, boogity, boogity. One more time. Well, my Mikey's all over the back of that 88. He wants to make a run on him.
And Jimmy Spencer got Ward Burton for 6th going into turn 1, and Burton's trying to get him back at 3.
Boy, Spencer drove that thing down in there, and it washed up. Ward Burton's going to get the position away. You can definitely overdrive the entrance to these corners.
Now, if you weren't racing, you'd go out and you'd run a few slow laps, you know, get up to speed. But here, you got to go right now. There goes Mikey right by the 88.
And I tell you, Jimmy Spencer in the 41, he's almost made 2 positions in that second groove through 1 and 2, Darrell. Let's see what he does down here 3 and 4.
DJ is not very good right now, and that's going to hold him up, and that's really going to cost him. Ward Burton wants to make it 3 wide going down into turn 1, and please don't do that.
3 wide will work down the front straightaway. It will not work getting into turn 1.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, it's just like you flip a switch and it's right back where we were last night, just in a 1 lap.
Everything but the light switch.
That's it.
And I believe definitely Jimmy Spencer's car will work right there in the second group, but DJ in the 88 car, UPS car, is holding him up. They're going to be 3 wide here with Ward Burton getting into turn 1. Somebody's got to give, boys.
And DJ did. And Ward scoots through underneath Spencer and starts marching back to the front where he spent the first 60 laps last night.
Well, you know, Friday night, Spencer had a great Busch car here. And, whoa.
Jeff Green gets in the back of the 2 car, Rusty Wallace.
If you're not going to go, get out of the way. This ain't no time to be holding anybody up.
Well, Jeff had to go or Ward Burton was going to get him.
And, you know, let's go back to the Busch race Friday night. Jimmy Spencer, one of those guys that won that race, he was probably the only Busch car that could go in that second groove.
Actually, he had a Busch car that could run in any groove, and it looks like he's got a good car today.
Yeah, that James Finch car could have run around the parking lot and won that race Friday night.
And the thing about those guys now, they did all their practicing in the daylight, in the sunlight. The Busch guys did. So this is probably working really good for Spence.
Right now they have Rusty Wallace in the 2 car. They have him kicked up to the high side. Jeff Gordon in the 24. Jeff Burton in the 99. They're going to take the position away from him.
Jeff Green for 2nd. Another driver who ran the Busch race, Darrell, and practiced his Busch car in the daytime. And Green moves up to 2nd. Ward Burton now 3rd. Michael Waltrip, Jimmy Spencer, Sterling Marlin.
The guys are a whole lot more aggressive today than they were last night. I mean, they know they got a whole race to run now. Last night they were just trying to race the rain. Everybody's kind of getting after it right now. There's a lot of beating and banging going on back here, a little pushing and shoving.
I think when we started that race last night, there were some drivers that were concerned, was the track even ready to race on? Was it completely dry?
And something else I'm going to tell you. You may not believe us or not, but you can see better. I know we got great lighting, but it gives you a deception. There's a deceptive look to the track when it's under lights. You can see better. Now you know where you want to go. You can see that outside groove if it looks like you can get up there and go in it.
Darrell, about 10 laps, and Ward Burton's going to be leading this race again.
Well, he was bad to the bone last night. And he's back after it again today. And he's got tires. He's set to go. He's looking good for the long haul. He just needs to be patient.
There's a battle right here for 7th. Jeff Burton and Jeff Gordon. And Ricky Rudd's going to follow Jeff Burton through as well. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8 car. He's wanting to follow him through. We got a battle for the leads up here, guys. Jeff Green in that 30 car pulling Ward Burton in the 22 by Bobby Hamilton in the 55.
Remember, Hamilton did not stop for tires under the caution. Green and Burton did.
Good laps right there. You're about a 3rd place car.
Boy, Michael's got a problem. I think he's got a tire down. He just dropped off the pace down the back. Right rear tire.
I got a flat tire.
Heard him tell him he thought he had a flat tire.
Another of the 4 cars that did not stop.
He looks like he's got a right rear flat.
Oh, man, and he can't get out, and it's going to cause a heck of people going everywhere back there.
Boy, they are bottlenecking up behind him and getting into turn 3. He's going to make it to pit road.
Yeah, Elliott, oh boy, that's his Nerf bar out from under his rear bumper. It's a little small piece of tubing, but that could come off and be dangerous.
It's what support that goes behind the rear bumper.
It actually goes up in behind the rear bumper.
Show you again here, Michael Waltrip trying to control a car with a flat tire.
Well, he goes down into turn 1 there. I saw him, and he gets all of a sudden, he goes loose on him, and he chases it up the hill. Right there, I think he figures he just got up out of the groove, but he had a flat right rear tire.
And everything jams up behind him.
Big time.
And Bill Elliott's going to have to come to pit road.
Yeah, as bad as I hate to say it, they need to get that car in, because that piece of metal I think it probably flew off.
Caution is on the speedway. The debris, it's probably, you can see it. We know what the debris is. But that's quite a break for Bill Elliott, especially with nobody getting into it, because now he can pit under caution, or he probably won't even have to pit.
I don't know why they bring him in now.
But what a bad break for Michael Waltrip, because he's actually going to go 2 laps down.
Here's a look at it.
There's a look at it, and everybody's looking at it. Several cars run over it. It's not very big, Larry. What is that, about a 3/4 inch piece of pipe that they put up in the rear bumper?
It's just something to give the rear bumper a little bit of support as somebody's beating and banging on it. Of course, the rear bumper is made out of a fiberglass or a hard plastic.
There it is. Bam.
See the 44 car ran over.
Boy.
Look at there, right over the windshield of the 31 car, Robbie Gordon. Remember, these are plastic Lexan windshields, so you don't have to worry about it cracking the windshield. I don't know if he was going to pit here. I would have to believe Dale Jarrett might be on the pit road. He restarted this race leading. He fell back to 20th. He's on pit road along with Jeremy Mayfield, Steve Park, Mike Skinner, Jerry Nadeau, Bill Elliott, Steve Grissom. A lot of the cars at the back of the pack coming to pit road.
Yeah, Kenny Schrader, Elliott Sadler, Robbie Gordon's in, Ricky Craven, Kyle Petty, Joe Nemechek, Stacy Compton, and Hermie Sadler. Dick?
Well, Dale Jarrett's going to take 4 tires on, throw 2 cans of gas in the thing. A minor chassis adjustment to the automobile. Car is much better now than it had been at the start of the race last night, which seems like an eternity ago.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that were here last night that don't know that we didn't race last night. I think it's just a long race.
The 24 Hours of Richmond continues on FX after this. We've just restarted at lap 93. Ward Burton takes off from Jeff Green and the rest of his field. Matt Kenseth and Michael Waltrip were trying to get laps back from the leader without success. And Jimmy Spencer now third with Sterling Marlin, his Ganassi Racing teammate, right behind him. Then Jeff Burton, Ricky Rudd, and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
We had 17 of our cars pit on that caution, mainly cars that were at the back of the field.
And I think Michael's a good indication of he took tires, and he's not as good as the guys that didn't take tires. So those tires don't come right in, and he's in trouble back there.
Got spring rubber down on the apron of the racetrack.
Yeah,
out of harm's way.
Unless it came out of my car. Then it hurt something.
Now, Bill Elliott lost that bumper reinforcement, and you saw it bounce up off over Steve Grissom's car here and into Robbie Gordon's windshield. Pow!
Look at that. I wonder it didn't stick in there.
It actually did. It put a hole in it. Again, that's Lexan. What they did, they took a piece of clear tape. They call it helicopter tape. It's what you put maybe on the front of your motorhome or your truck or your car to protect the front end, and sealed that hole right up on that windshield.
That's the beauty part about having Lexan as far as windshields go. If it had been a standard windshield like in a passenger car, it just shattered it.
Coming up on quarter distance, and as he did in the long green flag run last night, Ward Burton is doing a disappearing act.
I'm telling you, he's just checking out. I mean, that car just looks pretty good. I'm telling you, it looked awesome last night. He's picking up right where he left off, right, Matt?
You're exactly right, DW, and that was a major concern for his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin Jr., is how that car would run today. In the daytime, Tommy, that car looks like it's picked up right where it left off last night.
Yeah, we were really concerned about being back at, losing a little track position, but, car stuck on the bottom past all them guys. I think all it did was help Ward's confidence a little bit right now. I think we just got to start pulling the reins back a little bit, if anything. But real proud of the guys back to the shop. Brand new race car, like we said last night, and everything so far so good.
Up until 1999, Ward Burton had never led a lap here at Richmond. Believe it or not, he's never scored a top 5 finish. If this car holds true, he could break that one this afternoon. To Steve Burns.
Matt, Steve Park restarted this race 24th, but he was one of the 17 drivers who pitted. They made a track bar adjustment, went up 1 turn, changed 4 tires, but they had a lug nut fall off one of the left wheels rather, cost him more positions off pit road, currently being shown 35th.
Now, that's something, Larry, that could happen. They glue those nuts up on those wheels. They could have done that last night, that glue gets too dry, too hard, when you hit that wheel up against those lug studs, they'll pop one of those nuts off. So might be a product of the things laying there all night.
Yeah, I mean, the glue they use is a weather strip adhesive. It's made by 3M. It's a yellow glue, and normally about 3 to 4 hours is what you want. You don't want that glue to become hard. You want it just to become tacky.
I don't know why I won't stick to the lug nut. It sticks to your fingers forever.
But yeah, the two best cars from last night right now are the two best cars today. Ward Burton in the 22, Jeff Green in the 30. That was by far the two best cars last night.
And I don't know, but my experience has been when my car's good, it's pretty hard to mess it up. You know, you can put tires on, you can do about anything you want to it. It's just good, and there's nothing you can do to hurt it. And when it's bad, sometimes there's nothing you can do to help it.
Our serial scoring brought to you by Rent-A-Center shows you how Jimmy Spencer's night and day as Mr. Excitement has gone from 30th at lap 20 up to 3rd place right now.
Yeah, I think he's settled in right there. I think he's pretty happy. He's kind of in a little zone all by himself. Be a good place to ride for a while. Sterling's getting a challenge from Jeff Burton.
That's 4th place.
Ricky Rudd, the 28 car, he was trying to get up in there as well, but Sterling slips back in line before Ricky Rudd can get up that left rear quarter panel.
All right, Darrell, who would you rather have behind you, your teammate or your brother?
Well, it'd be good if my teammate was my brother. I guess I don't know. I tell you, it's been my experience that guys don't pay much attention to who's in that car. They just, the next car you got to pass.
Well, Jimmy Spencer just overdrove turn 3, and way up the racetrack, Jeff Burton in the 99 pulled right up to his rear bumper and brought Sterling Marlin and Ricky Rudd with him. Jeff Hammond, what's going on down there at the Hollywood Hotel?
Well, I thought I'd let you guys know. I talked to Jeff Burton this morning. I was asking about his car and what he thought about the weather conditions. And he said, man, I'm telling you right now, I really think I've got a great race car. I said, well, can you run with your brother? He said, if I can work my way through traffic without knocking the front fenders off this car, I can outrun my brother. That's a pretty strong statement, as good as Ward looks here today.
Well, he's backing it up right now, Jeff, because he is all over the back of Spencer, and he's getting up off of 2 really good. Well, Michael's in trouble again, guys.
Brett Bodine got in the back of him, Darrell, and sent him up the hill at turn 2.
He's getting punted around all over the place.
And you see Kurt Busch in the midst of that pack. Kurt Busch had a little brush with the concrete here.
Whoa, he had a pretty good brush because the right side of that car is pancaked.
And this is his backup car. He wrecked his primary car almost right out of the truck on Friday before qualifying.
Here's a look at it.
I tell you, this is pretty hard lick. Looked to me like just judging by the side of his car. Yeah, bounced off there pretty good.
And there, what happened, you carry a lot of speed off turn 2, and it's almost like the racetrack turns too quick. It's like it should go on out a little bit, and you're just carrying so much momentum, you're just getting to the outside wall of that right side.
It's holding you, and then it just dumps you all at once, and the back end will hop out. And it doesn't do it every time. You'll be coming through there one time with the wheels turn left, wide open, and the throttle feels good. Next time you come through there, wheels turn left, wide open, hit the fence. Tony Stewart there looks like he's just kind of riding along. Him and Bobby Labonte both. They don't look like they don't look all that good right now.
But remember, these two cars, Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart, they had to start at the rear of the field because of changing motors. Qualified up the front. Matt, what's going on with Tony Stewart?
Larry Mack, Tony Stewart restarted from the 25th position today. He came here and tested. His car was extremely fast off the truck, but what Greg Zipadelli and the Home Depot crew did, they made their car react poorly so they would know how to adjust it back to where Tony liked it, the comfort zone, so to speak. Last night, his car was extremely tight in the center of the corner. 2 pit stops to try to adjust on that Pontiac. But the second stop, they never really got a good run to see how their last adjustments did to the race car. Tony reported today the car is much, much better today, currently riding in the 17th position.
Yeah, he's got some damage on the whole right side of that car, like he got into somebody. Right front fender shoved in. Probably in, yeah, you can see the nose is beating it. I mean, he's got quite a bit of damage to the car. The nose, the right side.
And then we think that may have happened when Michael Waltrip was trying to get to pit road with that flat tire. I mean, there was a lot of cars stacked up behind him.
Did you see that, Mike?
Yeah, Jeff Gordon just put one on Junior going into turn number 3 and squirreled him up the racetrack. It did not change the position, however.
No, but it will, because Junior will say, now don't do that anymore, because I'll let you go if you quit doing that.
It's a battle for 8th.
Meanwhile, Ricky Rudd has moved up to 5th.
Junior goes up the hill, and that's what you do.
There.
you kind of let a guy know you're there. You don't wreck him. You just let him know you're there. And then if he's smart, he'll move up the hill, and he might just give you a little nerf back to say, I didn't appreciate that.
But he can't stay up that hill, or he'll lose more than that one position.
See, one thing that makes this track tough is for a car to be good in 3 and 4, it's way too tight in 1 and 2. The way you come off turn 4 and the track opens up is what your car's got to be tight. You get over to turn 2, you don't want it to be tight. You want it to turn. You push it loose over there, and that's why they jump sideways the way they do.
It's not going to be many laps, though. Ward Burton, our leader, the 22 car, he's going to be in the lap traffic, and that's going to be exactly what Jeff Green is going to be looking for, is traffic for the leader.
Little bump and run here at Richmond. Matt Kenseth has passed leader Ward Burton to get one of his laps back, but Burton is now starting to mow down lapped cars.
And I got to tell you, if Ward Burton will just control his emotions, be patient, there's nobody that can run with him. He's fast. He's the fastest car on the track. Car looks great. He could win this race, but he's got to be cautious.
Boy, if you ever have to practice patience, it's in lap traffic.
Well, on a short track like this, I mean, you know, you got to just be careful. You don't want to beat the car all up.
Now, I know he's 4 seconds back, but in 3rd place, Ricky Rudd was 14th when this race got the green flag to restart on lap 76. He's now worked his way up to 4th place, and Rudd is coming.
We also talked about Matt Kenseth. He's still 1 lap down. Remember, he has about 15 laps fresher tires than the leader, and that's what enabled him, I think, to drive by Ward to make one of those laps up.
And another of the cars we talked about in the mid-race show to watch when we got back to the green flag was Jeff Green. And Jeff is still doing a great job right there in 2nd place, half a second behind Ward Burton.
Yeah, actually, in traffic, Ward and he are the same speed, 22.3. But behind them now is Rudd and Jeff Burton. They're 22.1s. So they're closing a little bit with the cars in traffic.
And what will happen, these cars trying to stay on the lead lap, they will fight the leader, Ward Burton. But once Ward Burton has went by him and a 2nd, 3rd place car catches them, they won't wrestle them quite as hard. There's no reason to.
And between those two groups, Mr. Excitement, Jimmy Spencer holds on to 3rd place. Let's go to his pit.
And Jimmy Spencer has been told by his crew chief, Doug Randolph, that he has the fastest car on the speedway. Lap after lap after lap, Spencer is cutting the quickest lap times. He has pitted, came in on lap 62, and took on just 2 tires. And he's this quick, Mike Troy.
Thanks, Dick. Spencer in 3rd. Behind him, Rudd, Burton, and then rookie Ryan Newman.
Got a pretty good race for the lead now. That traffic has slowed Burton up to where Jeff Green is right on his back bumper.
Ryan Newman, he is having a good run. He was one of the teams that tested up here. He told me the other day, it was 95 degrees air temperature when they tested.
Might have been a good day to just go home.
Here's that battle for the front spot. Jeff Green having, I would say, the best evening and day, the best race of his Winston Cup career so far on the trail of Ward Burton. Newman and Jeff Burton locked in a battle for 5th.
When your car takes off, when you come out of turn 4 here and the car starts to push up, it opens the door down underneath you for somebody to come under you, and it really makes that's what makes this track fun to watch.
Now, this 55 car, Bobby Hamilton, he's on pit road. This is a scheduled pit stop. He was running in 12th, but he has not been to pit road since lap 24, so he ran over 100 laps. He was forced to come to pit road under green here.
Well, he'll be fine if we don't have any cautions. That'll all work out just fine for him. Eventually, you get out of sequence, he could end up in great shape, but everybody's got to pit under green for that to happen.
Comes the leader's off turn 4 right now, 40 miles an hour down this pit road. He's probably going to go 2 laps down.
But stopping now, Hamilton's on a 2-stop race.
Yes, he could do it on 2 stops should we go green the rest of the way, which is doubtful, but never say never.
No, and this place can go green for long periods of time, particularly when they're just everybody's minding their manners, and we're pretty spread out right now.
And to blend in off turn 2 and try to get in there. And he's going to be much faster than most of these cars. So that's one thing he's going to have to be cautious. He's going to be catching cars with those fresh tires at such a rapid rate.
For more on his stop, here's Dick.
Hamilton did not make a scheduled pit stop. The reason he had to come in and pit was he had a tire going down.
Yeah, but he was close to having to come to pit road anyhow because he had not been on pit road since lap 24 of last night. But he still has a problem because even with fresh tires, he's up to top the racetrack and they're just going by.
I watched Michael when he came in and put tires on. He did the same thing. It took him about 5 or 6 laps before he could ever finally get back up to speed. They got the air pressure so low in these tires that you just can hardly, it's like having 4 flat tires.
We are 1/3 distance in the Pontiac Excitement 400. Ward Burton's Dodge leading Jeff Green Chevy, Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Rudd, and Ryan Newman. No change among the front 5 at lap 142 here in Richmond. In the Pontiac Excitement 400. Next Saturday, the NASCAR Busch Series takes center stage at the newly repaved and reconfigured New Hampshire International Speedway. Jason Keller's taken over the point lead in the series, and coverage begins next Saturday at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific on FX, the Fox Networks, and Speed Channel, your home for NASCAR television.
Well, right now is when there's a lot of chatter on that radio, Larry, because these cars are running enough laps now that the drivers have figured out what they need.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our leaders have been out there almost 85 laps on these tires, about all of the top 10 or 12. So, yeah, a lot of talk about what that car doing and thinking about those adjustments coming up here shortly.
And how many people you think are happy?
Ward Burton and Jeff Green.
About 5 of them, and that's it.
1 or 2.
35 cars still on the lead lap. The last of those, Robbie Gordon, and just ahead of him, Kyle Petty, and then Steve Park. Ward Burton has led all but 24 laps. 4th place, Ryan Newman, slipping under Jimmy Spencer for 4th.
And that's exactly what he did. He slipped up under him. They were tight off it, too, over there.
Now, Bobby Hamilton made that pit stop, but Dick, did that cure his ills?
Well, probably not, Mike Joy. They think they have a broken sway bar arm on that car. They're not really sure what it is. I just sent a note to Jimmy Elledge. It is so incredibly loud where they are. They are right at the exit to the corner. It is a very, very difficult place to hear. And he just wrote back, may have a broken sway bar arm.
Oh, we got trouble.
We got
Dale
a big
Earnhardt
crash.
Jr. on the front stretch.
Caution at 146. Dale Earnhardt Jr. pounds the wall coming out of turn 4. And getting a lap back earlier, Matt Kenseth had passed the leader. He gets a lap back, and it's a save for Kyle Petty and Robbie Gordon, who were falling into the clutches of race leader Ward Burton.
He was right on him when that caution came out.
See some damage on the back of Schrader's car, too. I don't know if that was from checking up.
And we have about 35 cars on the lead lap, and I would say all 35 of them will probably be on pit road right here.
Okay, Kyle, I don't know if I can't see that side. Right side.
Oh, he just spins coming off that corner. I tell you, that is easy to do, Dick.
Jimmy Spencer is in right now. He's going to make a 4-tire change on his car. He said he's neutral in most of the corner, but he's losing the nose coming out. So they're going to try to fix that by taking a half a pound of air out of each of the left side tires. Spencer gone. There's nobody in the pit behind him, so it's easy for him to pit.
Jeff Green getting 4 tires, just a slight air pressure adjustment on the 30 car. The only service for Jeff Green. To Matt.
Tommy Baldwin and company already getting the left side tires. Ward Burton's down and away, but he is not going to beat the 28 off pit road. No adjustments. He said the car was sliding the nose a little bit. I just don't think there's much we can do about it.
You heard Ward Burton hit the rev chip as he tried to power out of the pits and retain the lead. That burbling as the ignition shut off as he exceeded the maximum RPM. And there's repairs on Dale Jr.'s car.
Driving around, go to the garage.
Go to the garage.
Come around with him.
Yep.
He was picking the throttle up off turn 4.
What you get off the turn 4 and off the turn 2 here both is push loose.
Caution out for the 4th time in the Pontiac Excitement 400. 150 laps complete.
Whoa, Carrie Earnhardt.
Woo! Nice ride, Carrie.
Yeah, she gets me around.
How about let me take her for a spin?
That ain't gonna happen.
Give you $1.
Show me what you got.
You letting them drive this car for $1?
Man, $1 buys a lot with 10, 10, 220.
All calls up to 20 minutes are 99 cents and 7 cents a minute after that.
Hey, man, be careful.
I'll be careful as soon as you help me put this wheel.
Dial 10-10-220.
Under caution for Dale Earnhardt Jr., who spun coming off turn 4, hit the wall near the start-finish line, and has taken his car to the garage. Here's another look.
What you call push loose.
Boy, that'll hurt the rear end, Dick Berggren.
Time Junior was here, he finished 10th. The second time he was here, he won the race. Today, it's in the garage on jack stands. What happened?
I just lost the race car. Track's tearing up a little bit, and I've been pushing all day. I don't know why it got loose, but let's see.
What are the biggest problems they're going to have to fix to get you back out, Junior?
I don't know. Move the rear end back over. Looks like knocked the rear end over.
Now, they can't run with it like that. They've got the rear tire off the car now. Mechanics underneath it going to try to get it back out.
A demand from the stands, folks. We're going to crank it up on this restart for you. Let it rip. Considered by many to be the pre-race favorite, Ricky Rudd, first out of the pits, is now trying to take off from this field. He led 26 laps at Rockingham, 29 laps at Texas, and here on his home track, running out front.
One of the things that we always have to watch, and it still holds true here, when a fast car like Ward Burton's gets back in traffic, it seems like they don't work as good, and all of a sudden the captain gets out front, clean air. I don't care, we're only on a 3/4 mile track, but we're doing 140 mile an hour. Clean air makes a difference.
Right now, he's trapped behind Matt Kenseth that's still 1 lap down. He has a good race car, just trying to get back up there and hopefully catch a caution and get back on the lead lap after all those problems before we restarted this race today.
A lot of determination on his part. You know, it'd been easy to throw your hands up and say, man, we're 3 laps down here to whatever it was from the get-go. But he's driving the wheels off of it, trying to get back in the race.
Well, you look at Jimmy Spencer in the 41 car. That's his Martinsville car. When we were at Martinsville about a month ago, he was 3 laps down, made 2 of those 3 laps up. A little easier to do sometimes on a short track.
Well, and the other thing, Larry, is when you're a lap down, you go all the way to the front of the line. It's like starting on the pole. So that helps you get those laps back. But then when you get them back, you got to restart in 40th place, and that makes a big difference.
A big knot here, including our point leader, Sterling Marlin, and Dale Jarrett, the 88, who led earlier.
Yeah, that 02 car, Hermie, is kind of holding these cats up. And
ooh, 3 wide.
He is in harm's way, I got to tell you. And that's harm in that 48 car.
Is he going to try it again, 3 wide in the back? No. Wisely.
Boy, Dale Jarrett in 88 car, he drove that thing in there. Oh, and it gets into John Andretti, and he hit the outside wall.
And there goes
Bobby Labonte.
And Hunt Strickland misses it.
Gets by. Wow.
That all started because Jarrett, here comes the 17 car, going to get a lap back, but that all started because
he's not going to get it back. No, because Ricky Rudd's the leader. 28's the leader.
Yeah, Rudd was just way out front of him.
But that all started because Dale Jarrett overdrove the entrance in turn 3, trying to get back into the groove. He got into John Andretti, and Bobby Labonte in 18 had nowhere to go.
Yep. There's just no, coming off of turn 4 here, there's just not enough grip up high. You get out of that preferred line.
Jarrett's moving around in his car okay, but it is stuck in the mud, literally, from last night's rains. Bobby Labonte going to have a little extra rear spoiler there to work with.
See what the replay shows us, but basically what happened, see Dale Jarrett way up high here. Now he picks up a lot of stuff on his tires. He's trying to get down. Bobby Labonte, he spins around because he sees Dale coming down the racetrack. Hut Strickland sneaking by there.
And John Andretti became the bank shot as Jarrett came back down the racetrack.
See, he picks up all kind of debris on his tires.
Tony Stewart in the 20 just gets by.
And I'm not sure if maybe Bobby Labonte got booted by somebody behind him who couldn't check up in time.
Right, Bobby checked up. Whoever was maybe behind him.
Yeah,
it looks like Nemechek in the 10 car subbing
Exactly
for Johnny
what happened.
Benson. Chain reaction once again.
On board from Kenny Schrader's front bumper cam. Matt?
Well, Bobby Labonte reporting in that his car is leaking something. First they thought it was fuel. Then Derek Jennings climbed underneath the car and said it looks like it's now leaking rear end grease. They're going to pull the car behind the wall.
That's Dale Jarrett's second car this weekend. He crashed the first practice on Friday. That's his backup car.
They're going to haul Jarrett out of the really wet grass there in the tri-oval and back to the garage to see if they can make repairs. Fifth caution of this race. We've completed 173 laps.
Climbed out of his car, very discouraged race driver, and no wonder. They've got the frame machine here to try to straighten out the back end. Big puddle of oil underneath it. What happened out there, Bobby?
It looked like the 88 car got up out of the groove and came back down. He and the 43 car got together, and I seen all this happening way back there, and I guess the 10 car didn't see it happening, so he got me a little bit in the left rear and got me turned around. I just stood in the gas trying to do a 360 there, try to get away from the 88 because I seen him coming down the racetrack and it didn't work out.
Well, we're glad you're okay. We're getting ready for a green flag. Mike?
Well, that's a pretty accurate account of what happened.
Very little damage to Nemechek's car as a result of that little bump, but that's all it takes. And we're back under green at lap 178.
Just for the people that wasn't tuned in Friday night or last night, the reason Joe Nemechek is in the 10 car, Johnny Benson, who normally drives that car, was in a wreck in the Busch race and broke a rib, so Joe Nemechek started this car last night.
And I have to defend Joe, because when you're back in the pack like he was and something starts to unfold in front of you, somebody's going to check up a little quicker than you do because it hadn't gotten to you yet. That's what happened to him.
Ricky Rudd out front of Ward Burton, Jimmy Spencer, Jeff Green, and Ryan Newman. Here's Steve Burns.
Mike, Ryan Newman's trying to get out of a slump. 3 of the last 4 races, he's finished 40th or worse. But here today, the car is tight at the beginning of the run. Then it starts to loosen up a little bit. They raise the track bar 1 round on their last stop. To Matt Yoakum.
Steve, on Tony Stewart's last run before his last pit stop, the first 2/3 the car was running very well. Then the last third, the car went back to tight, just like it was last night. They made a wedge adjustment, but the big hindrance for Stewart was actually when he tried to make his exit from pit road. He was blocked in by Dale Earnhardt Jr. He lost a lot of time, which equated to 5 spots on the racetrack. He's trying to move back up, and so is Rusty Wallace.
Yeah, Rusty and Jeff Gordon are kind of going at it hot and heavy there. Jeff cut Rusty off over there on coming off of 2, and Rusty drove it down into 3, got under him, and he's going to make the pass.
And they have Bobby Hamilton, the 55 car, 2 laps down. He's in the mix. Looks like he's going to take the position away from Rusty, trying to get back up to front where maybe he can make those laps up.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about his sway bar, and I just couldn't imagine a sway bar was off that car, because we were watching it, and it was still sitting real flat going around the track. It would have been raring up if it had a bar loose.
Whatever was wrong with Hamilton's car, and they still aren't sure what it was, it appears they've got it fixed.
Cars are like that. They got demons in them, you know. They'll just go crazy on you. You'll never know why. Kurt Busch rubbing the right side up against the wall here again. He thinks he's at Darlington.
On that last caution, since we'd only ran 7 laps, we had about 4 of our lead lap cars that pitted: Steve Park, Jerry Nadeau, Hut Strickland, and Elliott Sadler.
Boy, Rusty and Jeff Gordon, I'm telling you, they're after each other.
Yeah, this is war right here.
Yeah, this is like, you remember that one race here when the last restart?
is a battle for 7th. You look right back there and see that 7 car of Casey Atwood. And something we do need to mention, Tony Furr, that we talked about taking over the crew chief position. He had to leave the racetrack. Our condolences to him and his wife. Tony's mother-in-law passed away, so he had to unexpectedly leave the racetrack here.
Remember last year here, guys? Come down and they had a restart, and Rusty gets under Gordon, sends him up the hill. After the race, he didn't really seem like he appreciated that much, and I think they've renewed that rivalry. And that's not
you demand.
That's not you demand. He's not asking for directions, I can tell you that.
So today, same stage, different play. We'll see how they write the final act to this one.
Well, it's a little early, but I think that'll refresh both of them's memory. They're both having flashbacks as we speak.
Ricky Rudd's got a view of Ward Burton looming ever closer in his rear view.
About 3 car lengths back there to Ward.
Can't say enough about that 22 car. I mean, that thing is awesome.
Meanwhile, Rudd's teammate Dale Jarrett sits in the garage. Here's Dick.
He's still got his helmet on, Mike, but it's going to be a long time before Dale Jarrett gets back on the racetrack, if at all, today. The left front corner of this car is severely torn up. You see the sheet metal pushed in, but much more important than that, he was hit hard enough that the left front upper control arm broke completely through. They're going to have to replace that. They're in the process of taking the hub off. Hood is off the car. There are a total of 11 mechanics working on this thing right now. Some in the left front corner, some in the right rear. This car is very, very badly damaged. I don't know whether this is worse or the car he started this weekend is worse. He's now wrecked 2 cars this weekend. A weekend for DJ.
He came in here 13th in point stick, and he could fall out of the top 20.
And has always had good runs here, especially since joining the 88 car in 1996. In 12 races, 9 of those races he has finished 4th or better. Always runs good here.
10 laps to halfway. Ricky Rudd and Ward Burton are just about identical on the stopwatch right now.
They are by far the 2 fastest cars. They're running 2160s. Jimmy Spencer, Jeff Green are in their 2180s. But yeah, for the last 5 laps, their laps have mirrored each other on the stopwatch.
And normally here, to tell you how good the sealer is and what the tires are doing, we usually race in the middle 22s here. 22.20 to 22.40, 50 along in there, and we're running 21.5s today.
But what I like about this racetrack and this tire that Goodyear has, Rudd's last lap was 21.69 on lap 191. The fastest lap he ran was on 189, 21.59. Good tire, good racetrack.
Oh, trouble down here.
Field bunches up behind the safety car. We've had 50 laps of caution, 6 caution periods so far.
We had several lead lap cars pit there. Only had 12 laps on their tires. Dave Blaney, Kenny Schrader, Stacy Compton, Steve Park, Sterling Marlin, John Andretti again. Matt Kenseth, he has 4 fresh tires, and he's back up there 1 lap down, starting beside Ricky Rudd, the 28 car, the leader.
Great play.
Tell you what, if he's got his pressure down low, like several of these guys have come out on 4 tires, it won't help him much for a while. Matter of fact, it hurts him for a little bit.
Well, Rudd gets a good restart. Already pulled away about 5 car lengths, headed down the backstretch.
Ward Burton's got to go. On the last restart, he got kind of trapped there behind Matt Kenseth and never had a chance to close up on Rudd. So he's got to beat Kenseth here to have a chance at the leader.
He's going to clear him getting that into turn 1.
I'm going to tell you, the old cat is purring today, boys. Oh.
Dick Berggren.
Well, Jimmy Spencer's radio conversations have become very, very interesting. Asked how the car was, he said, it's real good, but I got to quit over driving it. He also said that the groove is beginning to move up, and as it does, he thinks he's going to be able to have a better entry because he's going to be able to go into the turns a little bit more wide than he has now. Spencer, a real good car that's getting better as this race wears on.
You just got to be careful when you make that wide entry. It feels good, but you don't want to let anybody slip in under you and not know they're there. This track's a big D. I mean, the back straightaway's a little short straightaway, and then the front is a great big loop and turn, and so it opens up the bottom going into 1 for a culprit.
And again, Rusty and Jeff Gordon's cars have a magnetic attraction for one another.
Yeah, and still got a long way to go.
We're just past halfway.
It's a long way to Richmond.
You look right out in front of these guys, the 99 car, Jeff Burton. He'd been trying to make the second groove work. He finally gave up on it, just fell in behind Ryan Newman there, the 12 car. He ran it for about 2 or 3 laps and just wasn't going anywhere at all.
Looks like Rusty's going to prevail here on Gordon.
Well, I don't know. He's being mighty cautious, being mighty kind right now.
Well, they were coming up on Brett Bodine, and somebody had to give if they were going to get by him single file.
8 car coming back out, guys.
And Steve Burns with a fellow who sure wishes he was out there today.
Yeah, Mike, Johnny Benson here and moving gingerly. Johnny, we're glad to see you. How are you feeling?
Staying sore, that's for sure. And hopefully you can hear me because I can't talk any louder than this. But Joe looks like he's doing a good job. But I like looking at the interior of this car a lot better than the exterior. What they can do. I think they got a pretty good car.
Benson, who either cracked or broke a rib in that crash Friday night, was kept overnight for observation at the area hospital, and so Nemechek is in the number 10. Meanwhile, Kevin Harvick's been busy.
Like Casey Atwood in the 7, maybe bobble just a little bit. Harvick in that throttle just gets into the back of it.
That's that outside groove. I mean, it's almost, it's a half a groove, and you get the right side tires up there in that new sealer, and the car will just break loose with you. Got to be really, really cautious. You kind of play around with that. You get the right rear end and say, that feels like it's going to. Nope, it ain't there.
Harvick now 11th. Ricky Craven 12th. Tony Stewart just went by Harvick.
And you know, watching Ricky Craven in the 32 car, I believe this racetrack has come to his race car. I mean, he had went all the way to the back last night. I believe the track conditions today and temperatures are suiting his race car much better.
This car looks better with the sun shining.
It's a battle for 13th. Craven's now in 12th.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has made repairs. He's back in the race and carrying about 80% speed.
24 right there if you want it.
Among the rookies, Ryan Newman is 5th, and last week's winner, Jimmy Johnson, running in 11th position, the Lowe's Chevy. Right behind Terry Labonte.
One of the things that Jimmy Johnson and Chad Canal seem to be real good at is to get that car better as the day goes on. So he's back there in 11th now, but wouldn't surprise me to see him improve as we get near the end of the show.
That's his teammate right there, Terry Labonte, in the 5 car. Terry's running in the 10th position. Had that good run about a month ago at Martinsville. Finishes 4th, and this is the same race car. Was brand new at Martinsville.
Yeah, Terry is quietly hanging around the top 10, and that's it's always a good sign for Terry Labonte.
He has 3 wins here, but he's still hunting that first top 5 finish of this season.
Right behind them comes Tony Stewart, who is closing and has climbed his way up to 12th place.
You can tell, Mike, a lot of these cars that were off a little bit at the beginning of the race are making the adjustments necessary, and they keep creeping a little further up, back into the picture.
Our points leader Sterling Marlin has flirted with the top 5, but he presently finds himself back in 22nd place.
Now, he came on pit road on that last caution, so he's restarted way back.
And with only 12 laps on his tires, you have to believe he just was not very happy with the way his car is driving. I need to correct myself on Terry Labonte. He's still hunting his first top 5 because he actually finished 6th at Martinsville about a month ago. Well, meanwhile, that 28 car, he's done pulled out to a little over a 2-second lead. And Matt Kenseth has got back by Ward Burton, still trying to get that lap back.
And I don't know if they fixed the 55 car or fixed the 55 driver, but whatever it is, he's a lot better, and he's hanging around the front here and maybe try to get back on the lead lap. Oh, trouble down here, man.
Hard. Frank Kimmel in the wall.
Frank Kimmel just took off like something happened to the right front.
Caution is out.
Yep, 7th time in this race. Lap 215. Right front destroyed.
I think he must have cut a tire down, because that thing, I looked up and he was headed for the fence at a high rate of speed.
This is one of those borderline calls. The leaders have 29 laps on their tires. They may be coming to pit road, Darrell.
Let's see, we're 215 laps.
You could do it on one stop from here if you had to.
I think I'd come.
And I believe they are coming.
Here they come.
Giving up track position. Here come Rudd, Ward Burton, Spencer, Jeff Green, Ryan Newman.
Everybody on the lead lap.
Man. Oh, boy, Kimmel's car really took a hard lick. Slicker shot up that hill.
Saw one like that here. Well, here's Dick Berger.
Well, Jimmy Spencer has slid into his pit area and aligned the car absolutely perfectly for his crew. 4 tires. Steve Burns.
4 tires for Jeff Green. He says he's tight from the center off, so they just made a wedge adjustment. Left side tires going on to Matt Yoakum.
The 28 of Ricky Rudd, the leader, is in. 4 tire change, no chassis adjustments. It's going to be a big race off pit road. The 41 is going to beat the 28. Ward Burton came in. His car was a little tight. He came in because the 28 did.
Remember a race here on the old half-mile Fairground Speedway that preceded this 3/4 mile when Neil Bonnet was your teammate, Darrell, and he had one cut down in turn 2. It was guardrail then, not concrete, and he just shot into that guardrail like an arrow and stuck there. But the way he rocketed off that corner looked just like Frank Kimmel did a minute ago.
Yeah, the only thing that was left, the bumper, rear bumper, was sticking out of the guardrail because the rest of it went through.
It's a hard lick when you figure it's a 3/4 mile racetrack.
Frank Kimmel, though, walks away.
The car would not cut. They unhooked the rear sway bar, put in 3 spring rubbers in the right rear, and we're back to green.
Craven will restart 13th. Now there are several cars out ahead of race leader Dave Blaney. They are Matt Kenseth, Bobby Hamilton, and Brett Bodine trying to get a lap back from the leader. 77, the yellow car right there. Dave Blaney's our leader.
Blaney's kind of liking this leading races. You know, it gets addictive. He was out front last week. Had a shot at winning up there in California, and here he is today. Boys, looking pretty good.
Darrell, you said a couple of weeks ago he was having a little crisis of confidence.
Yeah, he was. I talked to him at Talladega, and he said, man, I don't know. You know, I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's a car.
Again, Mike, you mentioned it just a second ago when we came back from break. Jimmy Spencer, look at the pit stop on these guys. But this is what these guys are doing, 14.8. That's the reason it's deceiving. Yeah, he came in 3rd, but he actually went out 1st. But look at his total time on pit road versus these others. I mean, everybody else, these 3 guys are close, but look at Spencer right there, and that's the difference. I'm telling you, when it's so hard to pass, you can win races on pit road with what you do right there, what your crew does for you.
Jimmy Spencer right now is 2nd to Blaney. He's passed Kenny Schrader. Dick Berggren.
Well, Larry Mack was talking about how good Spencer's pit stop was. Let me tell you what, when he got to the end of pit road, realized where he was sequentially, he let out a war whoop, a big yahoo, and the crew is so pumped up that they are asking to have him pit often. They are just all fired up here in Spencer's pit. They think they got a shot to win the race. Rusty with trouble slowing down in the speedway.
Yeah, he
Rusty got a right rear down. Right rear tire flat.
Kurt Busch got into the back of him, and fortunately there was no damage, just a bit of contact after that happened.
He slides right up in front of him because he got a right rear tire down, and he's lucky he didn't get turned around right there. He's trying to get the pit road, and here we go.
Casey Atwood gets into Jeff Burton, and 5 cars are going to pile up.
And Jerry Nadeau.
That's all because Rusty had nowhere to go. He just couldn't get down into the end of the pit lane. That 29 car's laid up against the fence hard.
Now, Matt Kenseth, he'll get his lap back. Bobby Hamilton in the 55, he's going to get one of his 2 back.
A bunch of guys are trying.
Spencer, he'll lead the race here at the caution flag.
Kevin Harvick, Stacy Compton, Jerry Nadeau are the victims of that pileup at turn 3.
And that was because Rusty could not get in. He was trying to get down out of the way. He's got a flat right rear tire. Everybody bottlenecked up behind him and caused the crash.
And Ward Burton in the 22 car, he's in the garage area. Went straight to the garage area, but in the middle of 3 and 4, he didn't even come to pit road.
The pole sitter and the best car here for most of this race has parked it.
I see no damage.
Well, let's see what happened to bring out this 8th caution flag. Watch the 2 car of Wallace.
Just trying to get down trying to go. There's an opening right there. He thinks he can get down right there, but Jeff Burton didn't know. I don't think he knew that what was going on with Rusty. He was going to dive to the inside, and here come the 7 car. They collided, and the rest is history.
And I tell you, see that 29 car up there? That's the one that's really tore up.
Yeah.
That was back up
That was
on
off
turn 2.
Yeah, I was trying to tell.
He's got his arm out.
Yeah, I don't know what Jeff Burton was thinking about. He gets into him off of 2. Rusty's got his hand out. Maybe Jeff thought he was shaking his fist at him and was going to dive in under him there.
And Casey Atwood came flying in there on the low side. Right there.
Yeah, he had a run. He doesn't know what's going on. 4 car just squeezes through. This is down the front straightaway here, going down into turn 1. This is when Rusty first knows he's got a problem. Car takes off up the hill. Burton gets a run on him, and they bang together. Now, my thought is that Jeff Burton thinks Rusty's trying to block him maybe as they go down into this turn. He doesn't realize that Rusty has a flat tire.
From Kevin Harvick, who was swept up in all this.
Now Kevin Harvick walking back to his car. He's just left the care center. You all right? That was a wicked hit.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. GM Goodwin's car was pretty good, and we got hung out to dry. The racetrack's about the most miserable racetrack I've ever raced on in my life. Might as well put dirt tires on, go out there and race on dirt. But it looked like the 99 spotter was sleeping, and Rusty had a flat tire, and impatience behind us come up and just blasting us, and we all wrecked.
Last year, this guy ran in 2 series, had 1 DNF in each of those in over 60 races. This year, in the 11th race of the Winston Cup Series, already 3. What's happening this year?
Well, you get caught up in crap like that. You guys are the TV announcers. You tell me what's happening.
All right, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
I feel for that young man. I've been there. Believe it or not, I can remember when I was 20-something years old, and I can feel for him.
Several cars showing the effects of the 8 caution flags here at Richmond last night and this afternoon. We'll be right back. Start at the rear as we ride with Jeff Gordon and get the restart at lap 240.
160 laps to go. Still have 28 cars on the lead lap. Other than the cars involved in that wreck down in turn 3, the only lead lap car that pitted was Dave Blaney in the 77 car.
Boy, Ricky Rudd's got to be careful here. He's in and amongst a group of lapped cars. Couldn't go around the outside. Now he's got to fight for the inside. And Kenny Schrader in 3rd, right behind Rudd.
Restarts are always your worst nightmare, especially on a track with about 1 1/2 grooves.
Rudd gets under Michael Waltrip. A little bit of daylight ahead now.
Michael's really been struggling. His car's just not been good today. And that really surprises me because he ran the Busch race, finished 4th, and I thought he would have had a pretty good little hot rod today, but it just hadn't worked out for him.
Look at the car behind Ken Schrader. Mark Martin in that 6 car. He has quietly made his way after starting in the 18th position up to 4th.
He's not that good, though, Larry. I've been watching him just like you said. And he got up there. I'm not so sure he didn't take 2 tires to get up there.
Look at the telemetry on Kenny Schrader here. Down about 5,800 down in turn 1 and 2. About 8,500 into 3 and 4. Into turn 3, about 300 less RPMs into 3 than into 1 because the front stretch is much longer than the back stretch. A lot more RPMs, a lot more miles per hour. You see the interval 2.5 seconds behind leader Jimmy Spencer.
Boy, that was a slick move. Did you see that?
Yeah. Jeff Gordon just kind of moved Jeff Green aside right there.
Tony Stewart was about to move him aside off turn 2 as well and then backed off of him.
Boy, that's pretty aggressive driving right here. Right up on him. Of course, Tony Stewart's right down there with him. He got him a little loose getting in there. Jeff cuts right down in front of Tony.
And Tony Stewart.
Well, he saw what Jeff did. He said, that was a pretty cool move. Let me try it. Meanwhile, Jeff Green is getting his dandruff up.
Well, Jeff Green had a great car in the first half of this race.
Let me tell you, I think if he could catch Gordon back. Oh, there's a car around down there. Kyle Petty down turn 2, guys. Just went around on him. I couldn't tell if he got him from the outside. Looked like.
Lap 247, 9th yellow of this race.
Kurt Busch will not get his lap back.
No. Look at Green. Look at Green and Tony Stewart and
now
all
Kyle,
of them we're over on the back straightaway having a little conversation here, guys.
Kyle got away from turn 2 and stays on the lead lap. There's a bit of hand gesturing going on there.
Yeah, they're having it now. He's going to go up here and explain that. To say, look, he's got 2 problems, 24 and 20,
and he's right between the 2 of them.
Now watch this. Watch this. He said that he can't get his attention. He drove up beside him on the left. He couldn't get his attention, so he drove up beside him on the right.
Steve?
Falling 30, 24, yeah, 20 at noon. Jeff Green just told his crew chief, Todd Berry, said, you go over to the crew chief, Robbie Loomis, and ask him what Jeff Gordon's problem is. He nailed me twice. Ed Barrier's up on the pit box talking to Robbie Loomis. Jeff Green does not like the contact that Jeff Gordon has made.
And then when you get done with that, run down that 20 car and ask Zipadelli what he's got a problem with.
Short tracks, short fuses,
and a lot of bent sheet metal.
Yes, sir.
Put a point for Jeff Green out of that 30 car. And I don't think he was saying you the man.
Nope. He's made his point. And we still have 150 laps of this to go. Kyle Petty's made repairs and stayed on the lead lap after hitting the wall in turn 2. Steve?
And Mike, we just heard Jeff Gordon's response when Robbie Loomis relayed the message. Gordon's response was, if he wasn't letting off so soon, I wouldn't have hit him. He's letting off the throttle at the flag stand. It's Jeff Gordon's side of it.
We're under caution for Kyle Petty in turn 2. The red car, red and black car.
It's up here on the outside.
Just got up out of that groove, Darrell.
Nowhere to go.
No grip.
Now, up until they sealed this racetrack, people were making great passes up on the outside like that.
You could even run higher than that.
You could go all the way up against the wall down there.
So damage to the Sprint Dodge in the back, but Kyle stays on the lead lap. He radioed in and told him driver error. From Rusty Wallace's car.
Right side tires up there where there's just no grip.
When she starts to get a little twitchy like that, there's no grip. Around she goes.
Matt?
Well, Mike, Jimmy Johnson is slowly working his way to the front. Currently 9th. And his crew chief, Chad Canals, on your last stop, probably one more stop. What are you going to do to adjust that car to make it another winning car?
I really couldn't hear you too well there, Matt. Right now, our car is just a little bit tight in the center. I tell you what, we have got a serious case of pit road disease. Every time we come on pit road, if we have a good pit stop, we get blocked in the pits. If it's a green flag stop, the caution comes out. If we can ever get this pit road problem we've got solved, I think we're going to be pretty good. But our car's really good today. We got one more chance to adjust on it. Jimmy's very happy with it. I think if we can get up front, get away from these lappers, and maybe have us a real good run. The Lowe's Chevrolet is just running great, and Jimmy's really up on the wheel today.
On the restart, it is Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Rudd, Kenny Schrader, Ryan Newman, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Jeff Green, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson.
We get up on that outside. It's just got a tippy toe here. Rudd would like to get out in front of that 11 car and does.
Still got Kurt Busch in the 97 to contend with. Kurt a lap down.
Kurt was pretty speedy, though, on that restart we just had and able to stay out in front of Rudd. Here we go. Chapter 2.
Battle for 6. Jeff Gordon and Jeff Green. Tony Stewart right there with them.
What Green is going to find is he is the rock between 2 hard places.
Now it looks like that bottom groove definitely prevailing down at 1 and 2. Green and Stewart together.
They got together.
Stewart can't get underneath Mark Martin.
Oh, but he will.
Outside, outside.
Behind Tony Stewart, got Jimmy Johnson. He wants to take advantage of that bottom groove moving in the 48 car.
Boy, it's hard to come up off the turn two underneath somebody and accelerate hard like Tony's doing. That tells you his car's handling pretty good. Tony's faster, but he's pinned down on the inside by Mark. If he could ever clear Mark, he can go on, I think. Meanwhile, up at the ranch,
Mr. Spencer has pulled out to over a second lead in just about 4 laps.
And he and Ricky Rudd turning identical lap times.
Now, you just remember, this cat, Jimmy Spencer, won both Busch races here last year. He was leading, or was going to win the Busch race here this year and had a mechanical failure, so he knows how to get the car right for this joint.
Spencer out front of Rudd by a full second.
Easy in, putting laps on the board here.
Bobby Labonte has returned to the race, damage repaired, and now Dale Jarrett comes back on the racetrack.
Here Jimmy Spencer spotter telling him to ease it in. Where you beat people here and where you run fast lap times, it's not overdriving the entrance. It's beating them off the corner.
Man, it's crowded down there getting into turn one. Not enough room for 2 cars to get in there side by side, but they keep doing it.
And Jeff Green climbs the hill in turn 3.
That could be a flat tire from all that rubbing. He's been banging around and getting pushed around.
We talk about that a lot. You could knock a valve stem off.
And if you get up out of the groove, there's just enough trash up there that...
right there, left rear tire possibly could be.
Or that'd be a shame because Green has really had a fast car today and he's done well with it.
I don't believe, don't look like we have a flat tire.
What happened was he got up out of the groove, picked up some of that loose rubber and trash up out of the groove, and it took him a lap or 2 to get it cleaned off and get going again.
Do you ever have gum stick to your shoe? It's kind of the same thing. You have to scrape it all off before you can take a normal step again, and that's what happens to these tires.
Yeah, they're hot, they're sticky, and any trash that's on the racetrack when you get up out of the groove, it'll stick right to them. Whoa, there's a car high.
Sadler. And Joe Nemechek. You see he has climbed to 10th. Now Nemechek had to start this race last because of the driver change. He's subbing for Donnie Benson, who has an injured rib from Friday night's Busch race.
And he said, you know, I sat in the home watching Happy Hour, and obviously Johnny had a good car. All I had to do is get in and get comfortable.
Mike Skinner, turn 2.
I don't think there's a caution, though, is there?
That's about the 2nd or 3rd car in turn 2 in the last 3 laps we've seen have a problem. Elliott Sadler just a couple of laps ago.
I think it's just a product of trying to arc it down in there, Larry, and there's just not any grip there. The cars twitch.
Turned down in John Andretti of the 43 car and got him up in high stuff. Looks like Ward Burton, the 22 car, post sitter, he's going to be back on the racetrack after having the transmission problems.
36 laps down. In a car that coulda, woulda, shoulda won it. Jimmy Spencer's opened his lead now to 0.8 of a second.
We're trying to keep up with all the action, but it's hard to.
9 cautions so far, 136 laps to go in the Pontiac Excitement 400. $130 laps to go, and the Pontiac Excitement 400 has lived up to its name. 9 caution flags so far. And don't forget, right after today's race on FX, special extended post-race coverage for you on Speed Channel. Right after we go off the air, you can switch over to Speed for more interviews and race analysis. Then Monday night at 7 Eastern, 9 Pacific, Michael Waltrip, Johnny Benson, Kenny Schrader relive the weekend on NASCAR Inside Winston Cup with Alan Bestwick. To get Speed Channel, call 888-22-SPEED. Kenny Schrader and Mark Martin battling now for 8th place.
Yeah, that's it. Get that rhythm back. Let's stay right there.
Look at the up and down day of Matt Kenseth.
He's battling Ricky Craven here now for 13th. And just remember, we restarted this race today at lap 66. He was sitting on pit road going 2 laps down before he even got the green flag.
And folks, this is why when a guy's up there racing that leader and you say, why does he keep doing that? This is why he keeps doing that. To get back on the lead lap, get back in the race, and he's going to salvage some pretty good day here.
Let's have a look back through this field from Jimmy Spencer, the race leader. 0.8 of a second back. We'll find Ricky Rudd, the second place car, whose lap times are right identical to Spencer on the watch, within 100th of a second right now. As we've kind of gotten into a cruise control phase of this race. Ryan Newman has been the leading rookie in this race all day. He's third, but he's 4.7 seconds and a bunch of lapped cars behind Spencer. 15th place, Jeff Burton, Joe Nemechek, Terry Labonte battling. You know, for 275 laps, there's always been a battle somewhere on this racetrack.
We can find a battle. Right now, Rusty's got his hands full with a 77. That's a battle.
'21st place was Wallace and Laney. That's I think that's Dale Jarrett's wounded car behind. Though there are several that look like that.
And
that's not Jarrett.
Sterling Marlin just keeps kind of inching his way up through the field too. Mike, he's sitting there in 7th place and racing Tony Stewart and pretty hard right now.
Yeah, after his pit stop, Darrell, he was 22nd, and now Sterling's up there fighting for 6th.
Got a pretty good car.
See Kyle Petty going a lap down after that spin a while ago, but he stayed on the lead lap, but here he's going to go a lap down.
A couple of lapped cars, Compton, Newman, Earnhardt Jr. after a trip to the garage, and here's 3rd place Ryan Newman. He's 4.8 seconds off the lead.
He's got a bunch of distance between him and the 2nd place car and him and the 4th place car.
4th and 5th.
5 clear, all clear.
Mentor protege Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, 4th and 5th.
Clear high, bud. Clear high.
You know, I got to think that if I was Jimmy Johnson, I said, you know, if I just run behind Jeff Gordon, I'm going to do okay. And every now and then I might win one, or every now and then I might get a chance to pass him.
And here's the 6th place car, Darrell, Tony Stewart.
Boy, he has used that thing up today. The right side has beat all the pieces on that thing.
Now Sterling Marlin. There's Marlin in the picture. Silver, the Coors Light Dodge. And behind him, Mark Martin, the 8th place car.
Mark seems to be a little bit better, Larry, after they run a while.
Which that's not unusual. That happens with his style and his setup a lot.
Good day for Jeremy Mayfield as well. He's in 9th place, right on Martin's bumper.
That's a good run for Jeremy. He's just been kind of hanging out right there on the outside of the top 10. Now he's sitting there in 9th position.
And look who's climbed to 10th after being 2 laps down, making repairs on pit road.
Well,
Matt Kenseth.
Let me tell you, when you've come from 2 laps down, you are so pumped up. There's a good chance this kid could win this race.
Now 11th is Jeff Green.
You know, a car that's in 12th, I don't think we give him a nod today, is Steve Grissom in his 44 car. He started back in like the 29th position, and they came up here and tested. I talked to his brother-in-law / crew chief, said they had a good test here, and he's been right there on the verge of the top 10 all day long, stepping in his car just 3 races ago.
Meanwhile, Ricky Rudd has erased that 0.8 of a second deficit. He's caught Jimmy Spencer.
Right now they're fixing to start to catch the tail end of the pack, which definitely makes a difference. As we talked about several times earlier, patience, that's where you really have to use it, working these lap cars and cars that's trying to stay on the lead lap.
Early in the race, Spencer radioed his crew, said he was guilty of over driving the car. The car was fine. Whoa. Now he's under pressure from Rudd.
Whoa. I mean, right now, Ricky's so much better through the middle of the corner. Got underneath him, turn 2. He's going to take the lead here going in lap 3.
You know what happened there?
15 laps to go.
He was looking back. He's looking back to see what was going on behind him, and I think he about lost it off of 2 over there.
Rudd led 67 laps earlier here. Kind of surprised to reread the record book that he'd only won twice here. He could have won a half a dozen at this racetrack. Celebrates his birthday here in the race weekend in September, and he's from Chesapeake, so this has always been Ricky Rudd's home racetrack. Matt Kenseth on the comeback trail past Jeff Green and looking at Sterling Marlin there. for 9th place.
And you know, we talk about being 2 laps down, not giving up, but Darrell, what kind of frame of mind would that put you in to know? And I know we restarted at lap 66 today, but basically he's 2 laps down today before they even throw the green flag.
Well, your attitude could be just put it in the garage. You know, we're all messed up. We're 2 laps down, but he didn't have that attitude. He had that I can still win this race attitude, and by golly, he's putting on a great show here. I don't think we've said enough about where he's come from.
Now Sterling's backing up. Jeremy Mayfield went past him, and now Kenseth. Now Dale Jarrett, who crashed heavily and got stuck in the mud in the front straightaway. He's back out after repairs and a lot of duct tape.
That thing is ugly. He ain't got no alibi. He's just plain old ugly.
Need some parts off the big brown truck. 110 laps to go. When they come back to the line, Ricky Rudd out in front at his home track, Richmond. Ricky Rudd is a driver whose season has seen quite a turnaround. In his first 5 races, his best finish was 12th at Darlington. But in his last 5 races, well, 4 out of 5. 3rd at Bristol, 4th at Texas, 7th at Martinsville, 14th at Talladega, and 3rd at California.
We talk about this racetrack going from a half to a 3/4 mile back in 1988. The team that won that race with Davey Allison was that 28 car.
Darrell, how about Ryan Newman? He has now come up to 2nd place.
That car looks really, really good, and it seems like the longer they run, the better it gets. He's moving up through the field, challenging for 2nd.
Steve Burns is in Newman's pit.
Mike with crew chief Matt Borland. Matt, what is Ryan saying about the car? Tell us about your strategy for the end of this race.
He's pretty happy right now. The car feels pretty good to him. We're just going to pit here one more time and probably take 4 tires and see how it goes at the end.
Newman's car is doing something really it's fun to drive when they'll do it. He is really getting back in the throttle in the middle of the corner. That's where he's really making a lot of time. Car's sticking to the bottom of the racetrack, and he is jumping back in that throttle. Jeff.
You know, Jeff Hammond, what we're looking at here, we're 100 laps to go. Most of the leaders, Ricky Rudd, Ryan Newman, Jimmy Spencer, all were on pit road at lap 216. That definitely makes it where they can do it on 1 stop. But one key could be when to make that stop. Pit early, get advantage of those 4 tires, but when you do that, you know what the downside is, the old caution flag.
Yeah, you've really got to roll the dice right here. It puts a lot of pressure on the crew chief as well as the spotters to try to kind of like see what's going on with the rest of the race. You got a big pack. Hey, I want to stay out until they kind of split up and break up a little bit. If you're leading this race, you definitely would like to see a lot of guys pit before you do. So if a caution flag does come out, you get the advantage of putting these guys down a lap so you don't have to race them later on. All these things right now, hey, that's what them guys get paid the big bucks for, is to make that good decision right here at the end.
Hey, Jeff, and the other thing I'm telling you as a driver is don't bring me in the pit when somebody's in the pit box in front of me or behind me if it's going to be under green. Give me a clear shot at it.
Exactly. You need to also look all the way up and down pit roads. You don't want to have to contend with anybody if you can have that happen. Let you know far enough in advance so you can pick a hole, get down. This is one of those racetracks we've seen earlier. If you back off too soon, you could get turned just trying to get down on pit road. A lot of time's got to be given to let these guys know what's happening.
But this might be our last stop. We can't have any mistakes. We can't have any lug nuts fall off. Driver, you can't speed on pit road coming in or leaving. It'll end our day.
Don't beat yourself, guys. That's the main thing. Don't beat yourself.
Ryan Newman eating into Ricky Rudd's lead.
He's closing, buddy. I'll tell you, he's got a fast hot rod under him right now.
But right now, Ricky Rudd's in all kinds of traffic, plus a lot of cars trying to stay on the lead lap. John Andretti, Ken Schrader, Bill Elliott.
Yeah, there's some cars here now that are going to be difficult to pass.
And amazingly, despite 9 caution flags, there are still 40 cars on the racetrack. Only Jerry Nadeau, Frank Kimmel, and Randy Renfro have retired from the event. They're still trying to fix Kevin Harvick's car, but this track is still pretty chock full of race cars to navigate through.
Yeah, a lot of them are torn up, like Dale Jarrett's and some of them, but boy, that's got to make you. That's got to be the car owner's nightmare, getting passed by the pupil.
There's a battle for 4th. Jimmy Johnson takes 4th from his part owner, Jeff Gordon.
Jimmy was in our Kung Fu opening at the top of the show, and, you know, Grasshopper, whatever, I don't know. I didn't ever watch that show.
But But, you know, back to that strategy, Darrell, no matter what, these guys are within about 10 or 15 laps of having to come to pit road because they're going to be up there about 110 laps on tires and fuel.
Larry, have you ever felt like that maybe you and I spent way too much time in the garage area when we listened to Mike and Chris? What is all this? They've watched too many movies. All I know is about race cars.
All I've ever watched is the Weather Channel and FX and Fox.
I was going to get a good night's sleep last night, and I flipping through the channels.
Whoa,
what's on Last American Hero?
Rusty just went up the hill here, and he's got another. Something wrong with Rusty's car.
Yeah, and Ricky Rudd's right on him. He's going to have to go around the outside of him, put a lap down. He's got a problem. He's got another. Oh, Ricky Rudd hard into the outside wall.
No.
Our leader.
Here comes the land rush back to the caution flag.
Holy cow.
Newman the leader. Hermie Sadler gets a lap back. Rusty slides up toward the wall as the right side tire's down.
Rusty's got a right front tire down. He's going to tear the nose off the thing trying to get back to the pits. But, you know, I don't know what happened with Rudd. I'm not sure. It didn't look like there was any contact, although, you know, Rusty was there slow going in the corner, but we got to take a look at this.
But Ricky may have got up in that sealer where there's no grip, and that may have been what happened as he was going around.
Every time we've seen a car get a little high down there in turn one, this is what they get this kind of result.
Watch the
There's
28.
Rusty. Ricky goes around. Oh yeah, he rubbed him. He rubbed him. He sure did.
Get to the bottom now. You're clear of the bottom. Clear of the bottom. Outside.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just brushed.
Outside and outside.
Just enough to get him out of shape.
Take it all. Go to the caution. Beat that car back to the caution. Side and outside.
Jimmy Spencer has pitted. He said that the only problem with the car is he's beginning to lose the front end. So far, every pit stop has been fast, including that one for 4 tires and fuel.
A hard crash at the end of the pit wall. Robbie Gordon has run into the inertia barrier and come to rest at the end of the concrete wall.
And what all the water is, this is water barrels filled with water to keep from hitting the end of that pit wall.
Yeah, those are water barrels, and that's concrete.
The window net's down, so he is indicating to rescue workers he can get out. But that water barrel was designed by a great road racer, John Fitch, who raced for Cunningham at Le Mans. The Fitch inertia safety barrier is found on highway bridge abutments all over the country, and it's also used to good effect, as it was right there here at Richmond.
We got cars everywhere, Rick. 28 on turn 1 and 2, 31 down here in 3 and 4. What a mess.
I know his car is tore up, but could you imagine hitting that wall right there without those water barrels there, or without that barrel? 84 laps to go. 23 cars on the lead lap.
A lot of cars pretty good on the short run, so he's really in good shape right now. His car really takes off good, and it's good for about 70 laps, so I think he's in good shape.
Jimmy Johnson, that 48 car, though, he got a heck of a run off turn 2 that time.
And Larry, like Chad said, we don't know how good we are because we've been back in traffic all day. Now here we are up front. Maybe we got something for these guys. And we see that week in and week out. You get up front, get out front, and you can carry the mail. Car looks pretty good, 48 does. He's getting through the center of the corner a little bit better than Jimmy is right now.
He's able to carry that momentum off the corner because of it.
Backing off early. Now watch him. He gassed it right there. I like that. That's a great way to be able to drive, is to back off early, float it down in there, but then gas it.
John Andretti in the 43 car had hung out on the lead lap. He just came to pit road.
Brian Newman, Jeff Gordon. This is a battle for third.
Behind the 12, clear behind the 12.
I tell you, that outside is you can run out there, but you got to be so careful. You're going to lose positions. It kind of 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Right now, that looks like what's happening to Jeff Gordon in the 24 car. Ryan Newman gets by, and Bobby Hamilton in the 55. He's still trying to get up to the front to make that other lap up.
You see how much quicker he is through the center of the corner, and that's because Jeff just cannot take a chance on gassing it too early.
Mark Martin and Tony Stewart coming into the picture. Spencer the leader, rookies second and third, veterans fighting behind them.
Jeremy Mayfield in the 19 car, Ricky Craven in the 32. That's a battle for 7th. And how about right behind him, Jeff Burton in the 99. Started back in 23rd. Remember, he was in the big wreck with Kevin Harvick and those guys not that many laps ago. Over in turn 3, here he is in the top 10.
Boy, there's a lot of cars back here. I'm telling you, I don't know how they got any fenders left on them.
Darrell, Jimmy Johnson chasing Jimmy Spencer for the lead. How much of this is the thrill of victory from last Sunday coming out in this kid right here?
He just can't do anything wrong. I mean, they're putting great equipment under him. They're making good calls in the pits. The rest of it's just kind of easy.
They have Big Mo on their side.
They do. I mean, they got it going their way.
See the telemetry right here on Jimmy Johnson.
I just think it's an indication of when you got good resources like Hendrick Motorsports does, and they give the guy equipment like that, he's going to get the job done for you.
9,000 RPMs into turn 1, 8,800 into turn 3.
2 rookies. As he said, 2nd and 3rd, Johnson and Newman.
Every week it's this way. You know, we end up at the end of the day with 2 or 3 rookies up there setting the pace, 3 or 4 veterans out there chasing them.
We've had a rookie finish in the top 10 in almost every race this year.
And they've won.
Yes.
I mean, you know, it's not like they're just hanging around. I mean, they win races.
Oh, turn 2. Sorry, Kyle Petty got caught up on the outside of Mike Skinner and Dave Blaney, and that was almost another one.
Well, that makes about 40 almost then.
Only 40?
40.
I lost count.
Not the 40 that I can recall.
Right. Here's what happened.
Yep, right there.
Trying to run 3 wide up off turn 2. That don't work.
Oh, is it 3 wide or 3 wide? Whoa, look, is that a little bump?
I believe it was, and I don't think that Mr. Spencer's going to appreciate that. Now, remember what Kurt
Whoa!
Oh, no, there he goes around.
Oh, he's going to hit the wall. Ryan Newman takes the lead. Caution is out.
Uh-oh, look out, Rusty. Look out, Rusty. Clear low. Come on, guys.
Jimmy's trying to get going to stay on the lead lap here, and that will hand the lead.
I don't believe he's got much to get going with. No. Wadded it up pretty good.
Hands the lead to the other rookie, Ryan Newman.
Spence was got a little shove off of 2 over there, and Spencer was holding him down real tight getting into 3. Here we go. He gets into him, and this is like Bristol. Remember what Kurt Busch did to Jimmy? Gets into him a little bit. Doesn't really upset the car much.
Just a little touch.
Side by side. Now, see how close together they are, and how Jimmy's leaning on him. Even here, you can pull the back end around on the car.
And notice how right after that little bump going into the turn, Spencer drives to the right and drives away.
You could already see Jimmy Johnson's wheels turn to the right.
I know why you're laughing. Tell us.
Rookie. That's what Spencer's thinking.
Right, because he knows 8 wheels corner better than 4.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to let that happen. So Jimmy Johnson becomes the latest leader to crash out of this race.
The stuff off so we can try not to lose more laps.
No, you're going to have to get it off, Jimmy.
For the most part, none of the leaders with only 11 laps on their tires. All the leaders elected to stay out with 21 cars on the lead lap.
The green flag is just waved, and another rookie takes his turn at the point. Ryan Newman.
Oh, yeah, we don't run out of rookies. We got plenty of them to throw at you.
He has some veterans lined up behind him. Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Jimmy Spencer, and Jeff Burton, Jeremy Mayfield, all veterans behind him.
Yeah, Spencer fell to 5th, and Dick Berggren.
Well, I was listening to Jimmy Spencer's radio when that incident occurred, and I listened to it all the way through. In fact, I just shut it off so I could talk to you. And Spencer was remarkably calm on the radio, surprisingly calm. When asked what happened, he said, well, he said,
big
crash in the racetrack.
Huge on the back.
Rusty Wallace.
Point leader.
Nobody get lap back. All this started because the 11 car and Jimmy Spencer got together. They cleared it, and then all this happened behind him. I was looking dead at him.
I don't think Sterling is torn up. I think he just slid in there and stopped with a little bit of damage, but not much.
Yeah, Brett Bodine, Mark Martin, and Jimmy Spencer were all kind of tangled up there bumper to bumper.
That's the third time Rusty's been. He finally got Rusty this time.
He was actually the first car to get out of shape and spin. Here's Steve Park, the 1. Terry Labonte, the 5 car. Rick Mast, the 90 car.
Pickles, cornflakes, and Pennzoil. That's not a good combination.
No, they got mayonnaise in there too, so it's. You got cornflakes, motor oil, and mayonnaise.
Right here, Jimmy Spencer in the 41, Brett Bodine 11. Right here, Jimmy had to check up because of Mark Martin in the 6. Brett Bodine gets into his left rear quarter panel. They checked up a little bit. Rusty spins, and then this is what happens.
Yeah, that broke Rusty's momentum.
I'd write down the cars involved, but there aren't many that weren't. That might be an easier task. See Jeff Green, Kevin Harvick from above.
Or Ricky Craven in the 32, Jeremy Mayfield in 19. Those guys just barely getting through. All those lead lap cars.
Darrell, that track narrows up in a hurry when one car gets sideways, let alone 2.
Well, and it's slick. I mean, the sucker's slick, and you just don't have a lot of control. He just tried to gas it and get it to turn all the way around, and he made it worse, kind of like Dale Jr.'s deal.
John Andretti, Hut Strickland, Kenny Schrader.
Point leader on pit road. I don't think Sterling's car is hurt anywhere. Got a little damage to the rear, but not much. 55 got a.
Ryan Newman's our leader as we get ready for the restart. Only 3 times have consecutive races been won by rookies. Billy Wade, 1964, Dick Hutcherson, 1965, and Tony Stewart 3 years ago.
Be ready. Green and green.
57 laps to go.
Well, we know Newman is fast. I mean, we've seen him qualify track records on poles. Now he needs to be real consistent.
Top 3 clear the lap car. Brett Bodine, Ryan Newman, Jeff Gordon, and Tony Stewart.
And right behind Newman, a fellow who's had 18 straight DNWs. Did not win. It's Jeff Gordon.
There you go. There's side of Tony's car.
Inside.
Tony Stewart in the 20. He didn't waste any time at all getting by Jeff Gordon.
I don't think he's going to waste any time at all getting by all these guys because he's looking pretty racy.
Remember, Stewart started this race among the last 3 after an engine change.
There's some kind of trend there, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that happen. Kansas did it. Sterling did it. Now this kid's doing it.
And there where he looks so strong, he's able to drive that thing down in the corner deep, but yet it still stays on the bottom and goes to the middle of the corner, especially right down here in turn 3 and 4. Watch that thing rotate right around the bottom right there.
The car looks a little free, but that makes it fast. And, you know, Tony, he's used to riding on the right rear. He's your midget sprint car driver. He's used to that.
Hey, Darrell, how about Steve Grissom, who hopped into this Petty ride, the number 44, just 3 races ago, and he's out here running in 7th place.
The 1993 Busch champion.
Yeah, and I mean, he hadn't really been doing anything but testing. So, you know, it's not surprising it take him 2 or 3 races to kind of get back in the groove, but he's in the groove today.
That car and Mayfield's both look pretty good.
Tony Stewart is making some ground up on Ryan Newman. About 2 car lengths. 52 to go next time by.
Well, let's see. That's 2 more hours. So.
Oh no.
We're averaging 25 miles an hour today, so it's just.
Still have 19 cars on the lead lap.
And still have 39 cars officially in the race, 34 of them on the racetrack.
1 minute we're down to 10 or 12 cars on the lead lap, and then all of a sudden there's a caution, and we have 19.
Well, when the leader wrecks, a bunch of cars didn't get their lap back.
Over and over again.
Dick Berggren.
With one of the real veterans of Winston Cup racing, Terry Labonte. Such a wild race today, and we had a wild race on Friday night. So many accidents. Why is this happening?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what caused that wreck that we were in there. I saw some guys get sideways up there. Lap cars, you know, in the way a lot. And the track doesn't really have two grooves. It's got about a groove and a half, so it makes it pretty tough there. But just one of those deals.
Disappointed Terry Labonte. We'll look forward to seeing you in Maryland.
He was on the lead lap when that accident happened off turn 2.
And having a Terry Labonte kind of day, quietly hanging around the back 5 there.
Things heating up for the lead. Tony Stewart in the middle of the corner and into the corner. He looks a little better than Ryan Newman, Darrell.
He's gaining on. He's inching up on him. Newman just needs to pay attention to where he's going. Don't look back. When you look back, you lose time. That's an old veteran trick. A.J. Foyt told me that. Running behind a guy, bump him just a little bit. When he looks back, pass him. And if he happens to take his hand off the wheel and shake his fist at you, hit him again.
Joe, I think with 47 laps to go, Tony, he realizes that he's faster than Ryan. You know, he's not. I don't think he's pushing the envelope right now. He needs to pick and choose where he tries to get by Ryan.
But does it look like Newman is beating Stewart up off the corner?
Looks like he just kind of got his own little pace going here, and it's working for him. And Tony's trying to drive in real hard to catch him, but Newman's just kind of doing his own thing. He's a savvy kid, smart.
Stewart closes the gap into 1. Newman extends it coming out of turn 2. Pretty equal through 3 and 4.
Car looks good. It's right around the bottom. He's back in the throttle plenty early. Doesn't look like he's abusing the car right now, just hot rodding it around there.
Since his rookie season, 1999, Tony Stewart leads the league in short track victories with 4.
Probably could have had 5 if he hadn't pitted at Martinsville when his teammate won. Had the best car. Jeff and Larry talked him into pitting and putting tires on.
There's the Mark Martin slipping underneath Jeff Gordon. This is for 3rd.
You see Jimmy Spencer in the 41 right behind this group, along with Jeff Burton in the 99.
I'm not sure if Ryan Newman and Tony Stewart have ever raced each other in open wheels or not. That's where they both came from. Tony may have been out of the series by the time Ryan got going pretty good, but I bet they've raced each other before.
Dick Berggren's with another driver who got swept up in that wreck.
Steve Park, another disappointing day. What happened out there? That was wild.
Lap cars. I mean, they line them up on the inside, and they, I guess, race and get the lap back and end up spinning rusty, and it's just a shame. It just got all of us caught up in it, and we just got the Pennzoil car where we needed it. I mean, the adjustments that Paul made were great, and the car's just starting to handle good. There's 70 to go, then you get involved in a wreck. So I mean, just disappointing. I mean, I just want my luck to turn around. I mean, the finishes are not indicative of what this car is capable of doing. Just a shame. I mean, I got to keep my head up, and I got to keep my spirits about me, but it's hard right now. I mean, it just, you know, it just seems like no matter what you do, you think you're in the right direction, then all of a sudden you get involved in a wreck. So I'm kind of disappointed right now.
It's going to feel so good when it does turn around, Steve. Mike?
Steve Park was also a lead lap car who got swept up in that big crash off turn 2.
Well, that 17 car continues to nibble its way to the front.
He's only got 40 laps to get there, and he's a long way behind. But boy, if he can get another car too and catch a caution,
he got a caution.
He's going to be in the middle of this race for the lead.
He's pretty fast. He's 22. He's 21.8. Leaders are 21.7. So they're still a little quicker than he is, but he's in traffic. He's in traffic, so he can catch a break.
But just look at the interval. He continues to win a little way at it just a little bit here.
Yep.
Jeff Burton's coming. Took 5th place from Jimmy Spencer a lap ago here. And
Bobby Hamilton's the one I feel sorry for. He got that lap back on that last caution, came in the pits, and I guess they left with the lug nuts not tight on the left rear, and his wheel came off. And I'm not going to sing the song. I mean, that's old news.
Yeah, he's in 24th, a lap down.
But you know the song I'm thinking of.
You picked a fine time.
To Leave Me Loose Wheel. It was a big hit for me.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
That and Don't Take You. What's that other? What's the name of that song? Kenny Rogers song. Oh, Ruby. Yeah.
Trouble turn 2. Kenny Schrader and Mike Skinner.
And Skinner was having a pretty good go of it.
Yeah, he was. And caution is out on the speedway here. About 35 laps to go. Caution number 13.
One inside of you there, the 88. Now you're clear.
That car was pretty undamaged.
I tell you, I don't know where Skinner's going, but I keep a camera on him.
See what we got.
He don't look happy.
Got a radiator.
Got the radiator.
And if the thing don't lay down on him before he gets up there to Kenny Schrader, he may be going up to let Kenny know just how unhappy he is.
Well, Schrader went in the corner outside of Blaney, and Skinner was up outside of Schrader.
There's just nothing, you know, when you get up out of the groove down there in the first turn, you go around. That's just kind of the way it's been all day.
You know, Darrell, I'm glad I'm up here in the broadcast booth. These leaders, they have 32 laps on their tires. There's going to be about 30 laps to go. But what I'm seeing, though, with the lap times, I'm not sure the best place to be is out front on those 30 lap tires.
I ain't coming in.
Okay, you're staying out. And it looks like that's what the leaders are going to do, stay out. Jimmy Spencer comes in the 41 car.
He has to because he's been falling back, Larry.
Yeah, he was 0.3 of a second.
His lap times
a lap
were
off the leader.
He's been falling back, so it makes sense for him to come in.
Ricky Craven pits, so along with Kenny Schrader and Jeff Green. All of these are lead lap cars still.
Mike Skinner has gone to the garage. This has been a wreck fest. 13 caution flags, 10 of them for accidents. Let's ride with Kenny Schrader.
See what happens here.
I mean, how many times have we seen that right there? You know, it won't work over there. You know, you're chopping people off, going up, coming down. It just won't work getting into one or on exit of turn 2.
And it's one of those situations where when you go in there, you kind of shrunk up in the seat just hoping that guy doesn't touch you, because you know if he does, you're out of here.
Here we go. Let's go.
Now Schrader's teammate Joe Nemechek's having a strong run here, subbing for Johnny Benson, who hurt his ribs on Friday night in the Busch race. Nemechek's in the top 10.
You know, right in front of him, a guy that was a lap down, second in the points, Kurt Busch in that 97 car.
97 and 17, they got to be the story of the day, to come from where they have, and they're back in the hunt.
And another good day for Hut Strickland in 11th place.
Teammate to the pole sitter, Ward Burton. Those guys came up here and tested. You know, it looks like here about third of the way through the season, crew chief Philippe Lopez, Hut Strickland, that Dodge program, starting to come together.
Philippe is fixing things. You walk in the joint, you know, you got to fix things. You got to get the cars right. You got to get them where the driver wants them. That just takes time.
Now, I'm sure he smoked about 2 truckloads of cigarettes, but he's fixed some things.
But Philippe's a great organizer.
He is that.
He'll get it right.
DW, Larry, Mike, take a quick look right now. But you got the 6, the 99, the 17, and the 97. All Rouse cars in the top 10 here again today. Trying to keep their owner, who's sitting up there in Michigan watching them on television, keep him happy.
And all of them, other than Mark Martin, has had eventful days. Jeff Burton in the wreck in turn 3. Matt Kenseth 2 laps down and restarted lap 66. And Kurt Busch at one time a lap down. So they have overcome a lot of adversity today as well.
On a normal day, they'd be out of the race because we wouldn't have had all these cautions. But on a day like today, you can get back in the race because of all the cautions, as long as you're not one of them.
Never quit. Never quit. That's the main thing. When you're trying to do good in a Winston Cup race and score points and get the victory lane, you just can't quit. Caution cars off.
Got to be like a junkyard dog.
There's a lot of them out there, right?
Grab a hold of them.
We'll restart with 31 to go.
18 cars still on the lead lap. The biggest thing a lot of these lead lap cars have to fight still is those lap cars. Tony Stewart, he turned down to the bottom into turn 1, tried to get underneath Ryan Newman. It didn't work.
Newman and Stewart will get way away from these other guys, though, because they're going to be hung up on the outside with, as you said, lap cars.
Who do you like here, Darrell?
I don't like anybody.
Should I rephrase that?
I don't. I like Tony Stewart. I mean, you know, he knows how to win here. And the reason I said that is because every time I like somebody, they wreck.
Mark Martin, he finally gets by Elliott Sadler, the lap car and 21 car. Now Jeff Gordon's trying to get around him in 4th place.
On your quarter, inside.
Yikes,
Clear.
yikes.
Oh, he's got room.
He doesn't either.
Clear.
Now he does.
Yeah, it looked like Ryan Newman just ran out of racetrack over in turn 2. Tony's got the bottom line here through 3 and 4. They're side by side, all 4. 28 laps to go. Meanwhile, Mark Martin in that 6 car, he likes seeing them race side by side because he's pulling up to him.
And Newman's got to be careful up on that outside. No way he can hang. Nobody's been able to all day. That was inevitable. I mean, Tony's got a good car, and like I said, he's won here, so he knows what to do.
Right behind these guys, Jeff Burton in the 99. Jeff Gordon cannot get his car to the bottom of the racetrack, and they continue to go by him.
He's been hung up on the outside all day long.
Newman right to the bumper of Stewart.
Well, now we saw this happen with the last rookie that was back there trying to fight for the win and the lead. Don't want to mess around too much with those veterans.
And Mark Martin in the 6, he's right up on these guys' rear bumper. We got a 3-car race right here at the front.
And Mark's car now, I got to say, early on, it gets better the longer they run. And he's been out there on those tires a while. He could be sitting in good shape. Obviously, I'm sure he's happy just to be where he is at this point of the race.
Even though a lot of them's been cautioned, these guys have been out there on those tires about 65 laps. Everybody was on pit road about lap 310 for fresh tires.
Jeff Burton in 4th. Gordon now 5th. Mayfield 6th. Kenseth 7th. Steve Grissom 8th. Kurt Busch 9th. And Hut Strickland 10th.
Boy, and I tell you again, just talk about Steve Grissom. He's doing a great job. I thought Busch was all over him. I thought Busch was going to make the move on him, but he's pulled away from him. He's having a good day there, buddy, Steve.
Matt.
Well, Mike, under that caution, Greg Zipadelli was talking to his driver, Tony Stewart, just about their pit strategy. Should they stay out? Should they come in for tires? They looked at the leaderboard, 18 cars in the lead lap, and they remembered back last month to Martinsville. They had a great race car, came in and pitted. They had a lot of track position to try to make up, and they couldn't quite get there. They didn't want to make the same mistake twice.
Trouble in turn 2. Caution is out because of a lot of smoke from Dave Blaney's car. Going down into turn 1, all the drivers staying way up high above where the fluid was put down from Blaney's Ford.
And you know, Jeff, a while ago, I kind of questioned, would the leaders pit? Would they not pit? We're going to get restarted here maybe with about 15, 18 laps to go. I'm packing my pit equipment up. Stay out, unless you're at the back of the lead lap cars. Come in and get you 4 tires. But if you're at the front, you cannot give that track position up, Jeff.
No, $1,800 a set of tires. I'm going to stay out.
Tony Stewart looking for his 3rd Richmond International Raceway win. 19 laps to go. They will restart next time by. Jimmy Johnson has returned to the racetrack after a long time in the garage. Getting set for what we hope is the final restart of the day.
Well, we got 17 cars on the lead lap. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars a lap down. So we got 7 guys that are lap down are going to be racing each other up on the inside there.
And then once again, the problem, Burton in 4th and Jeff Gordon in 24. Mayfield, Kenseth, good race cars, but they have to fight those lap cars on the inside.
Exactly.
And they waved off the restart. It'll be at least another lap. Matt?
Well, Mike, if Tony Stewart can hold on and win this race, it'll be a nice rebound after finishing 29th in each of the last 2 races. He had dropped from 5th to 10th in points in that time. And really for Stewart, though, the second third of the season is when he really comes on. He really starts to score some points. He's hoping to make another big push in the points, and this would certainly help that effort.
Tony Stewart leads the league in bonus points for leading laps. He and Dale Earnhardt Jr. 45 each. Stewart will have that lead by himself today. He came in here 10th in the overall standings and will move past Earnhardt Jr. and Ricky Rudd today.
Well, you got to clean them up good right now, Larry. Those tires are hot. They've been out there a long time. They'll pick up just about anything to roll over. Rubber, stay dry, anything. So you got to clean them up good. Don't want to spin the tires on this restart.
Exactly. That low gear, you got to be easy with that throttle. You can't be too patient. Can't give up anything, but you got to be easy. Don't spin those rear tires.
And you don't want to go down here in the first turn with debris on your tires and shove up and everybody go by you.
You ready? You ready? Green, green, green.
17 laps to go.
Boy, Tony Stewart, he had a well of a restart. Ryan Newman, he clears the lap car of John Andretti. Next time by, 16 laps to go.
Haven't seen a restart like that since we watched Richie Evans. Wow.
That's a launch. He launched it.
Mark Martin in the 6, Jeff Burton in the 99. They get by John Andretti as well as Jeff Gordon. So now no lap cars to contend with, and they should have clean racetrack the rest of this race.
Roush Racing teammates nose to tail, Martin and Burton. Meanwhile, Newman is closing right back up on Stewart.
Oh, I don't think Tony can't give up on he can't think that he's not going to hear from Ryan Newman one more time. I think Ryan's going to get up there with about 10 to go and see what he's got.
Burton now third, Mark Martin fourth, then Gordon, Mayfield, Kenseth, Grissom, Busch, and Strickland.
Pretty intense back in here for his 8th, 9th, 10th, long in there. Everybody's bunched up, 5th on back. Guys are on the lead lap.
Oh, Busch against the wall. He and Strickland get together in the back straightaway. And Kurt Busch in trouble in turn 3.
I believe he's got a tire down. No caution, though. No caution.
Right front.
He's been up against that wall, I'm telling you, so many times today.
Cars coming. Cars are
He's
coming.
another one of those that's on a backup car, like Dale Jarrett was.
Easy, easy.
He's already used this one up about 3 times.
Rear, left side.
Looked like the right sides are down too on that car.
Yep. He's trying to make it to the pits.
I think he's going to be out. I think he's going to sit out on the frame.
Come see you, Jimmy.
Boy, this is really going to hurt him coming in here second in the points.
Left side tires on it.
Short tracks are hard on these rookies.
Right here, Kurt, 5 away, right here.
Good grief.
Left rear down, a
Look at
rub
all
on
that
the right
junk
front.
on the back straightaway.
I just don't think they'll throw a caution, though, Darrell. It's down the bottom of the racetrack. Normally, you don't see cars down there. 10 to go next time by.
I'm sure not wanting them to throw one, I can tell you that.
Kurt Busch gets his tires changed, and he's headed back out. He's going to lose a couple 3 laps. Jeff Burton in the 99, he's really pulled away from his teammate, Mark Martin's 6 car. 10 laps to go that time by.
You know, before this last caution, Mark was up there racing the 20 and the 12. So that last restart hurt him.
Jeremy Mayfield putting the pressure to Jeff Gordon now.
Got him. He's got a nose under him. He should be able to get under him in the corner.
Matt Kenseth in the 17 trying to latch onto the rear bumper. Jeremy Mayfield, if he takes that bottom group away, he wants to be able to follow him through. Jeremy clears Jeff Gordon. Matt Kenseth jumps up in there. He's going to take the position away getting into turn 3. 8 laps to go this time by.
Jeff pushed up over there off the 2. Had to get up out of the gas a little bit and let them both go by.
His car has just not ran very well on the bottom today.
No, it hadn't.
Kurt Busch back to the pits when they replaced the lefts. They didn't fix the rub in the right front. Now he has new ones on it, and he's getting a penalty. He's going to be held. Craven and Nemechek side by side into turn 3. 9th place battle.
Jimmy Spencer in tow.
And I think the difference right here between Nemechek and Craven was in for tires on about lap 365, so he has much fresher tires, so it's able him to make some position along with Jimmy Spencer, who also pitted for tires. But they're about a third of a lap behind the leaders.
Yeah, the leaders are long gone. They've spaced themselves out. Tony stretching out on Newman. Newman stretching out on Burton.
Remember what Joe Gibbs said last night in the pre-race? You know, he said all his cars are starting up front. That's a good thing. They said, well, now we found a problem with the engine, but we got it fixed and we're all starting in the back. And he said, oh, well, that's a good thing. You know what? It's going to be a good thing for Tony Stewart.
5 laps to go.
That's optimism, I can tell you.
You bet.
He's definitely starting to stretch it out on Ryan Newman. Has pretty clean racetrack in front of him.
Yep.
Kurt Busch is back out there before he's got his hands full.
He's just barely going. He would get down to the inside, but he can't.
Four to go. "14 caution flags, and half a day later, we're coming around for 3 laps to go in the Pontiac. More excitement than you can stand in a day and a half. 400.
Sterling Marlin, our points leader, he gets underneath Joe Nemechek.
Sterling,
it's a battle for 11th.
Got tires, and he's going to run out of time's his problem.
But he's had the kind of day he needed for that point situation. Came in here leading by 143 points, and in second position, Kurt Busch. He's still all over the racetrack up in turn 2. 2 laps to go.
Pretty much a done deal now. How do we start this day off? Blue skies. Nothing but blue skies do I see.
White flag, Mike. Tony Stewart has only started 7 races at Richmond International Speedway, and he's about to go to victory lane for the 3rd time here. He won at Atlanta, and if he rounds turns 3 and 4, he'll score his 2nd victory of 2002. Tony Stewart's Home Depot Pontiac wins the Pontiac Excitement 400.
Ryan Newman 2nd, Jeff Burton 3rd, teammate Mark Martin in 4th. Jeremy Mayfield finishes 5th, Matt Kenseth 6th, Jeff Gordon 7th, Steve Grissom 8th, Ricky Craven 9th, and Jimmy Spencer comes home 10th.
Substitute Joe Nemechek finished 12th. Bill Elliott quietly finished 14th. And look at our friend there, Hermie Sadler.
It's a good run.
18th.
Just off the lead lap. Matt Yoakum.
And big high fives from Jason Shapiro, the brake specialist on this team. It took 2 days, Zippy, but congratulations, you get your 3rd win here.
Oh, that's awesome. Tony did a great job, man. He stayed focused. We kept down on big picture, big picture. If we get up in the top 5, we'll worry about winning this thing. We got in the top 5 and made the right adjustments. I've never in my life made so many adjustments on a race car and come from 43rd to win this thing. This is just awesome. Nobody gave up, and that's what we need to do.
How crucial was the 560 laps of testing you guys did here?
Well, believe it or not, I'm a little disappointed that we tested so well here. We came back with what we had, and I mean, it was just the racetrack was so much different. Sealer must have worn off between the Busch race and this and that, but it was a good starting point. We just had to adjust on it pretty rapidly through the day, I don't know. Home Depot Pontiac did it's pretty awesome going to victory lane here. I don't know, short tracks, love this place.
A short tracker from the Northeast and a short track driver from the Midwest goes to victory lane here in Richmond. Mike.
Stewart's 5th short track victory as he comes around the track on a Polish victory lap. His 3rd Richmond win, 2nd win of the season. Led just the last 28 laps.
Zippy said he'd never made so many adjustments. Well, you usually don't have. How many cautions did we have?
14.
That's 14 adjustments he made.
The pass on Ryan Newman is our Pontiac winning moment. The Pontiac wide track attack team congratulates Tony Stewart and the number 20 team for their big victory here today at Richmond International Speedway. Pass it on. And Stewart makes his first right turn of the day, right into victory lane.
See if we get a word with Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman equals your best ever finish. Tell us about
Pontiac, Ford, Dodge, the top 5 here in Richmond.
Actually ended up with 3 Dodges in the top 10.
Mayfield, Grissom, and Spencer.
Grissom, that's pretty impressive. 8th place.
Strong run.
Good run.
And Jeremy Mayfield, top 5. Mark Martin, top 5. And Tony Stewart, he started at the back of the field after an engine change.
Our points leader finishes 11th. Not a banner day, but did what he needed to do to protect that points lead. Came in here leading by 143 points. It'll stretch it out a little bit.
66 laps last night. 334 today. And Joe Gibbs was right.
Doesn't matter. There's a trend. There's a trend here. We got to keep up with this.
That's a good thing.
Starting in the back, changing motors and starting in the back is not a bad thing.
kept working and never gave up. We had a great car today. You know, that's where it
Takes a while to get out of these cars now. He's got all those devices on, the safety devices, Hans and the Hutchins device. And, of course, he's tired. I tell you, long afternoon here on this racetrack. Slick the way it is, keeps you up on the wheel. Sure, he's pretty exhausted.
It was hot here today.
Got a little hotter than they expected.
Another great top 5 finish.
Steve Burns getting splashed in victory lane.
That's all right, Mike. Tony Stewart, you guys had to drop to the rear of the field. Be patient. Do it over 2 days. Tell us how you won this race.
I'll show you exactly if I can find the guy. I guess he's already running around. Greg Zeppedelli's the guy that won this race for us. I mean, I got real discouraged early in this race last night, and I got discouraged early in it this afternoon, and you know, just couldn't. It was so hard to pass. I mean, I love the people at Richmond International Raceway, but they gave us the worst Winston Cup racetrack I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was absolutely terrible. The rubber's building up. I mean, it was real tricky, and track position was everything. But you know, Greg Zeppedelli was the guy responsible. Him and the crew, those guys worked hard all day, and we were tight all day long and all night last night, and they kept working on it, just kept making it better as we went.
Yeah, Zippy talked about how many changes you guys made, but when did you know in this race that you guys had a shot to win in your mind?
I think when we got by Mark Martin there, you know, when Ryan was leading and Jeff Gordon was second, and we, you know, we got a really good run, and we were really good on starts right off the get-go, and I didn't expect to get by Mark that early because Mark probably had the best car on the racetrack. Just, you know, I think the yellows hurt a lot of those guys. I mean, Ryan's car was sliding on the restarts, and Jeff's were, and you know, we just worked real hard to keep our tires clean. And you know, my spotter probably gets the call of the day award. I mean, that poor guy. His wife's sitting at home right now. I'm going to send him home. I don't know what you're going to get when you get him, but he's going to be there and he's going to be breathing, but that's all you're going to get out of him tonight probably. He was worn out today, you know, trying to keep us out of trouble and, you know, just try to keep the fenders on the Home Depot Pontiac. It was awesome. You know, it's I didn't think we could get there, to be honest. As bad as this track was last night and as bad as it was today, I never thought we could get this far up.
Congratulations on a great win. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
Steve, the 1995 USAC Silver Crown champ, holds off the guy who finished second, who's also a former USAC Silver Crown champ, but did that last restart hurt you?
I think it did a little bit. My car was better on the longer runs, and once it gets the pressures built up, it felt pretty good. But I knew Tony had a good car too, because both him and I pulled away from Gordon at that time. So just happy to come home where we did in the Alltel Ford. Happy for Tony. Like you said, it's a tribute to the open wheel ranks, I guess. We used to race here together in the Silver Crown, and it's good to come back and finish 1-2.
You needed this win, this good finish here. I mean, second for you almost seems like a win after finishing 35th average in the last 5 races.
Yeah, I mean, we've been running up front every week. It's just we haven't had the finishes, and now we have to finish, so we need to keep going with the finishes. So just, you know, hopefully this will keep the team's morale up and, you know, guys back at the shop and everybody, we can just keep plugging away.
Ryan Newman comes home second today in Richmond. Dick?
Well, as today's component of this event began, Matt Kenseth lost a pair of laps as his crew climbed underneath the race car to fix the exhaust system and also the brake line. You finished 6th today. Whatever would have happened if you hadn't had to make those repairs?
Yeah, we had a lot of problems for how good we ran. I can't say enough about my Dwell guys. We came in and worked on it and fixed it. We had a good plan. They executed it perfect. We just came in before we got the car too hot, came in and parked the car and just said, however long it takes to fix it, let's fix it and go from there. So after that, we were just trying to get our 2 laps back. And, you know, Ward Burton really helped me a lot, keeping me close to the front. And, you know, our Dwell car handled so good that we were able to pull it off.
They're going to remember this day when championship points are totaled up at the end of this season.
Today, Tony Stewart comes from the back to win. Rookie Ryan Newman, Jeff Burton, Mark Martin, Jeremy Mayfield, a lot of turnarounds. And I want to note Steve Grissom in 8th place, first top 10 finish in 4 seasons. Good to see him back and running well.
Saw 3 of the Roush cars in the top 6. Of course, Kurt Busch was there as well. He had that problem with a handful of laps to go. Ward Burton, our pole sitter, looks like it was pretty much going to be a Ward Burton day.
Boy,
there's the transmission up.
And then it was a Ricky Rudd day, and that went away.
Poor old Rusty. I think, you know, he had a flat over there and caused a big wreck, had a flat down here and took out Rudd, and then he got in a wreck himself on the back straightaway. So he had a tough day.
Sterling Marlin, Matt Kenseth makes some inroads on that point lead. Kenseth was 6th. Marlin was 11th today. Kurt Busch, Mark Martin gains some ground. Rusty Wallace. And on back through Ricky Rudd, who drops to 10th. And here is the rest of the top 20. Saturday, we'll be going to New Hampshire International Speedway on FX with the NASCAR Busch Series. Jason Keller looking for his 3rd win of the season. Coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on FX, the Fox Networks, and Speed Channel, your home for NASCAR television. UPS, the official delivery company of NASCAR, delivers a chance to win 4 tickets.
All down there collecting up a lot of debris to carry home. Make some nice coffee tables.
All of those tore up cars, 34 still running at the end.
And Tony Stewart wins the Pontiac Excitement 400.
Got a spin on the fifth stretch. Back it down, back it down.
Hang on to it, hang on to it. Slow down here, slow down. Look at the front end, Frank. Go step. Inside and outside. Guys, get the hammers out. Still ain't happy. There ain't nothing we can do.